Hi, players.
Hi.
This is the second Hi Players of the night, which lets you know it's serious go times. Farewell, chat. We love you. We miss you. We'll see you again very soon.
Goodbye.
In several hours, I guess.
Boy.
Players, when last we left, you were all, I believe, all rushing to the docks. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think so.
Is anyone not going to the docks? Milavir and Ashdale would certainly go. Rachel's coming with you. And then,
do we think there's any reasonable doubt to be like somebody needs to stay behind, or does everyone need to like?
I
think it's a diversion. Look, paranoid.
Well, what's left? What's left in our house? Hold on, I made a sheet. Okay, we have art pieces, 2 gold bracelets, a silver necklace, amber gem pendant, and the remaining turquoise figurines: a rabbit, fox, and a mountain lion.
Wait, you said remaining.
I mean, one of them is in fact a wall, and it's missing.
Okay. So
no one knows where it is.
Attack.
I know where it is, but no one knows where it is.
We do know what it is. You said you throw it in a volcano.
Oh, I guess maybe you do know where it is.
Monty Joe versus the volcano, the owl.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Jacoby's
so
still at home. He
he
has no reason to go outside.
Yeah.
There is a chance that Zermas is home.
Zermas had left, right?
Zermas is out.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like it's not unattended, and we don't have like the gems laying around.
Well, you did have them kind of. You had one out in your hand and stuff, so you may need a moment to pack that up, or you're just going to kind of leave it lying and race to the docks with things on the table.
Oh, did we not finish putting them up? Yeah, let's put them up.
I mean, do you want the whole party to wait while you do that?
No, I'll hurry my little legs behind them once I get everything put back in the safety boxes.
So everyone except for Ranmar races down to the docks. This is fantastic. I do like splitting my party.
Listen, it's not my fault.
No,
there should only be. I only opened up one of them, right?
Ranmar to like get down quicker.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's let me retcon a little bit and say you were able to pack things up before this happened. How about that? So you can be united. I want to remind everyone at home that this was a campaign designed for 2nd and 3rd edition veterans who asked me to be mean to them. So
we're none of those things.
Yeah, we have some new players to the game, and while I want to pull punches a little bit, just a little, and by pull punches they mean let's make sure they have the full complement of them. So when they go down, none of them can say, "But you split the party. It's not fair." That's right. You are together.
It'll be our own fault.
Well.
Oh God, we're gonna die. Okay.
So you race down the main thoroughfare past other homes, some of which you've only seen a couple times. I don't think have any of you been down to the docks yet? I don't actually
Not yet,
know.
no.
Let me see if we can do. Does this work?
I've used all my notebook paper.
There it is. Look at that.
Get a new stack.
What a great little town map.
Oh, I need to pull up the stream.
Oh shoot!
I can't see anything.
You could also open it's just the town map if that helps you at home. If you have your own copy, it might be faster for you. But,
okay, I got it.
There you go. So I guess kind of Rachel will be kind of in the lead because she's leading you there. Ashdale will already have her sword drawn, and it's easy. You could basically all run mostly abreast. Would anyone like to be like in the back rank on purpose?
I need to be within.
I'm okay.
I think it's 30 feet of whoever's in the lead.
Okay,
that's all.
That's it. All right.
To cast my spells, I think it's 30 feet. I didn't realize I was out of paper. I'm doing stuff. Okay, hold on. I just need to be within casting range.
Okay. You beat feet. You come down towards the dock area. There are some warehouses down here, like 2 warehouses and a whole bunch of homes where the fisher folk and dock workers live. Like the folks who are there all the time, not just the laborers who come to help offload sometimes. The dock next to the miller sort of like on the south end of the river, as it were, to the right of the map here, is the one that Rachel heads down. But as you start, the dock goes out maybe 60, 70 yards away from the shore. But you can already hear like flailing in the water as you come on it. The river is not a rampaging one. It's like a steady Mississippi. So it's got some current, but it's not current you can't swim against, for the most part. So you hammer your way down to the end of the dock and can give me perception checks as you hit the end. How about that? You get to roll your new die, Fraggy.
Oh no. Fraggy got a new one?
No,
yeah.
no, the ones from last time. I did get to roll it once, and I got a 20.
You got a nat 20.
My very
Okay.
first roll.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna roll this one. Oh god.
I'm gonna roll the
what's my
trans one to
perception?
start with. I'd rather let it down sooner rather than later.
Ranmore got the 16.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wait. What's perception? I forget. Oh, +1.
In this case, mostly your eyeballs, but ears will be helping as well.
That's a 10.
Oh.
Hang on.
We're gonna
That's
die.
I already
Oh, wait,
forgot
just
what my
immediately.
what my stuff is.
Is it? Wait.
What am I? Oh wait. Right, +5. 23.
Oh my gosh.
Nice. There we go.
So let's first do the DC 14 check. So 14 and up. So 16 would be I mean at this point just Mielavir and Ranmar. So sorry, Finnegan, that you don't see that one of the people in the water is Aldi. The other
That's probably a good thing. Oh my god.
yeah,
fucking with me?
Aldi and 6 dock workers are in the water.
That's probably a good thing for Finnegan.
In general, the people look completely fucking like out of their minds. Their eyes are wide and they look like they're always would be drooling if they weren't like drenched in the water that they're kind of treading water in. And there is another figure that is, it looks too small to be human, maybe even too small to be halfling or gnome. It's hard to say, but it does seem humanoid in shape, but it's in the water.
Couldn't be like a
and
child.
it seems much more comfortable in the water than the others are. Esmeralda knows what this is immediately.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
This is a Nixie. And Nixie is like a pixie, but instead of having wings, it doesn't. And it's basically Aquaman,
Instead of having wings, it doesn't.
but it's in the water.
Okay.
Okay. And the creature, upon seeing you come to the end of the dock, she will basically float up and then be standing on the water instead of in. At this point, all of you can see this figure. She's got aquamarine skin, and she is essentially dressed very elegantly in what appears to be basically kelp woven together into some kind of a like a hot little number kind of a dress, short haircut, and she's very cute with very large, almost elvish eyes. Oh, she says, "Are you the wardens? I come to talk to the wardens. Are you the ward? Do you like to swim? Every one of you, please make a wisdom save.
Oh god.
No.
Damn it. No,
Esmeralda, you have
I'm
advantage.
getting stressed
ready.
out.
I don't know what
Damn
I
it.
don't think have I rolled a save before? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, so what you do
Oh, wait.
is
Oh,
your
wait,
your
yeah.
save is this one right here. So you get to roll +2, but you get to roll the die twice and take the better of the two results.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else just has to roll at a regular roll.
Oh. Okay.
I got a dirty 20.
Oh, that was only 1 point
Oh.
better.
Sassy.
What did you get, Esmeralda?
I add 2.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is
9.
much better.
Oh gosh, a 9. That's interesting. What did you get, Finnegan?
I don't think I have anything to add to it, so 15.
Oh wow. Okay. And Ranmar?
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, good. Y'all can save me.
I didn't get a chance to
what
cast
did you get?
Bless.
Oh
You
no.
did, no, you did at the beginning, didn't you?
I
you-
was ready. I was like, I need to be within 30 feet. But my dumbass didn't want to interrupt the DM.
Ashdale drops her sword grins like a maniac and lunges herself into the water. Esmeralda,
Can I
you
grab
really
her?
want to swim? It seems like a super fun idea. Like
Oh, God.
overwhelmingly fun. You can't wait to get in there and swim.
Can I ask?
Can I
the
grab
thing,
anybody?
wait. Can I ask the thing to leave? It seems like it wants to talk to us, and like it really wants like. Can I say like, hey, we can talk if you leave?
That doesn't make any sense. How can I
persuade it?
invite you to come and meet the queen if you don't want to, if you're going to stay up on the dock and make me go
This isn't
away?
a good meeting ground.
I-
What do you
I am-
mean?
Where else?
Okay. Does Ranmar have any idea what this thing is? I know Esme did, and then immediately got.
She's in the water. Yeah. Yes. Chris says in chat you can cloud of daggers, which would in fact kill the peasants. That's a good point actually.
No.
It's just a 5-foot cube.
Okay, it would murder 2 peasants.
Is she on top of 2 of them or something?
I mean, she's standing like in the middle of the party of them. They're like just kind of chilling out there.
okay.
Their lips are tremoring.
Oh my god.
Does Ranmar have any
Can I
idea what
ask
this
her
thing
to
is?
come to shore?
I'm casting Bless.
Okay. Who are the targets?
Shit. Does Ranmar know what this is?
Give me knowledge,
nature.
Give me knowledge, nature.
Okay. All right.
It's cold.
Do a little.
How refreshing. I understand that Fragie is sad, but I want you to be comfortable and confident in knowing that Esmeralda is having the time of her life.
I'm sure.
27.
Oh, yeah, you know exactly what this thing is. Mulavir says, "Fucking Jar," and dives in after her sister.
Okay.
You'll be so mad at
does-
me.
Do I know if people get to like try to shake free of this again, or is it a one and done? They're just
Oh,
swimming
yeah,
now?
it's got a duration. She'll basically let it refresh itself. But yeah,
But do they get to like?
they get
shake
to
it off
remake
every
their
now and then?
saves, but apparently they have not made their subsequent saves yet. So
Okay, all right, okay. Then I'm gonna cast Bless on Esme,
okay,
Ashdale, and Finn.
and Bless, does it give advantage or +2 or something like that?
You get you get to add a D4 to your attack rolls and saving throws.
Roll a d4.
D4 to attack and saving rolls.
I got a 4.
On top of
You snap out of it.
Yay! Can I climb out of the water?
Yes.
Yay!
Mulavir and Esmeralda climb back onto the dock.
what about Ashdale?
Now you can be as mad as you want.
I'm real mad.
Ashdale rolled a 5, so unfortunately, that +4 is not going to do it.
Damn it! How do we get Ashdale out?
Can they be dragged out of the water?
You could try.
Do we
Can
just
I
need,
reach
do we just
anybody?
need to kill the thing?
You're pretty sure you can talk it down, Esmeralda.
Okay, me? I don't have any talk skills.
Well, it's not. But it's not like a
Hold
human
on, let me
person you're
check
trying to
something.
cordial with. It's a spirit of the forest.
Oh. I don't know.
Damn.
What do I say?
Okay.
Please stop.
Yeah, ask nicely. Start with asking nicely. Go from there.
You didn't like the water. Why don't you?
It's too cold.
What do you mean?
It's freezing.
Huh?
It's cold.
Well, yeah. The water is supposed to be cold.
But living things don't like cold water like that. It hurts.
Oh, that's not true. There are living things in the water. There's like so many fish right
okay,
here.
but
Look at
not
them.
these ones. Not these ones.
Why
We're
these ones don't like it?
warm-blooded and
No,
not
it's
designed
cold.
for it.
Their blood's in their bodies. It's supposed to
It
be as
hurts.
healthy as be in their body.
No, that's not how. It's not how. It's conduction. Sure.
I'm so confused. Look, all I need to do is find the wardens and tell them that they were invited.
Okay,
we're here.
but
What
none
are
of
you-
those
wait,
people.
where
None
are
of
we-
those
where are we
people are in the
invited to?
water. Are them,
Why is that?
wanna
and
know.
they are all going to be hurt.
Then again, at this point, you can notice Aldi in the water.
Can I go get him?
Yes, sure.
All right.
Is that Finnegan
no.
dives in the water?
Okay.
See,
All right,
he
can
wants
I-
to swim. It's so nice.
No, I
He does
don't.
not want to.
Why do I
I
feel
don't.
like I'm in trouble? Because you're in trouble, Mulavir says.
Let's
Oh.
take a moment. Let's let's just talk for a second.
Okay.
How cold is the water for the human beings?
Oh, it's like 40 degrees.
Oh shit.
They're gonna
we
die.
would love to chit chat.
Okay.
That's very chilly.
Okay.
Can we get them out so they can warm back up and we'll just hang out and chat? But we're cold.
Okay. Are you the wardens?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. The enchantment lifts. The peasants freak out.
Yep. Okay.
Ashtel starts swearing and then grabs a couple of peasants and throws them onto the dock.
Literally, he hose
Smart.
them.
Finnegan and Aldi are drowning together. Ashtel saves them.
You're a halfling trying to
If we
pull.
gotta go-
I assume all
gotta
these are
go
human.
out.
Ashtel gently lifts Finnegan and Aldi onto the dock and then hoists herself out. She is very unhappy. Can I kill it?
Happy right now.
No.
Muliver says it wouldn't help.
Oh.
I didn't know it would hurt them. They look like they're clean now. Water's a cleaning thing, right? Do you want to come? If you want, how about you swim after we talk?
Can you make the water warmer?
What?
Can you make the water warmer?
What? No.
Then we can't swim in it.
I can make it colder.
No,
Not what?
colder hurts more.
What is? Are you so confused? I'm confused. Are you confused?
No.
Oh. Are you really the wardens? That means I'm going to do a good job this time.
That's great. You said you wanted to invite us somewhere.
Huh?
You
Oh,
wanted to
yes.
invite us somewhere?
Yes, formal times.
Oh dear. Why am I talking? Finn, help!
I was trying to talk.
Leaps onto the dock easily. She is maybe 2 feet tall.
She's a weirdo.
Oh.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Spritz.
Nice to meet you, Spritz.
What, shake hands? That's a thing you do, right?
No.
Ooh, do I
No.
want knowing? Does Ranmar want to shake hands? Is that
Sometimes
scary?
we wave at each other. Sometimes waving is... Sometimes waving is how we say hello.
Pardon me.
Do that
Air
one.
shake.
Okay. Wait, isn't this how you say
God.
bye-bye? Oh, I have a go.
That too.
It
Double
can be
meaning.
both.
I can't go before I do invite times.
No. You're saying
It
hi.
can be both hello and goodbye.
If I
In
don't
this
do
case,
invite
it's
times, it won't be
hello.
a good job. Okay, I have invite times.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You want to come on with a Quel'en?
Oh.
You can meet the lady.
That's the forbidden place, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Mhm.
Oh,
But not for you. You're allowed. And you can bring a couple of guests if you want, but not many. I don't have much room.
Esme wants to just kind of like glance at Milavir, like,
Muliver, you can't see her face because she's got her mask on. But she does kind of like turn to you and upon seeing your perplexion, she slowly nods. She'll say in
Ranmar's
Elvish,
deferring to the people.
maybe this is part of it.
part of what?
Your role.
Ooh.
I guess so. Because, I mean, they seem specifically interested in you two. And she points at Esmeria and Milavir. But only one of you is a warden, so you have to be a guest, I guess, or something. But each of the wardens can come, and you're allowed to bring 2 guests. Mm-hmm.
Says who?
Mariel, the lady of the wood, the queen of the Quel'en.
Oh.
She's elf kind, like you. Mm-hmm.
Why does she want to see us?
Oh, I don't know if I can tell you that part. I don't know. I was just told to do invite times. Well, I was told specifically
don't
to
know
bring
what
you
we're
a
being
Quel'en.
invited for.
Okay, if I tell you, will it make you'll come?
Um, Yes.
Does Finn know that the Quel'en is like super? I'm assuming I know it's super dangerous. I probably don't know as much as like
The Quel'en is
Esmeralda.
the forbidden forest. It's an enchanted forest. It's a haunted forest. Like everyone has their own take on what it is. If you ask the elves, they'll simply tell you it's forbidden. You've no doubt heard stories about people wandering into those woods and never coming out, or coming out 100 years later, mad and like not knowing who they are or where they're from.
Oh.
So it's not a place that, you know, I mean, sometimes adventurers go in there and they also don't come back.
I mean, well, if somebody is asking for us as wardens, we probably are gonna have to go.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Um,
the Batman signal. Like we've been.
But what if it's a trap?
It's not a trap.
Probably.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to. I don't want anyone to do anything they don't want to, because I don't do anything I don't want to. But I wanted to do this because I want Mario to be happy that I'm doing a good job. And so I'm going to do it right now. And I want to tell you, it's Mario just wants to meet you. But the reason she's summoning you is that they want to talk to you.
Who's they?
Kithriel, the Elder. Everybody give me an intelligence check.
Wait, I didn't write that down.
You're
That's
right,
okay.
you're right.
That's okay. This is
I'm ready.
Kithriel was the name you heard.
I've already flipped
Kithreal.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to say that Ranmar has advantage on it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Just flat intelligence.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I got a 19.
14.
Holy
Can I
crap.
Sneak a
Anyone-
history out of you on it instead of flat intelligence.
All right, go ahead, Ranmar. History, sure.
Look, my
Your books check.
intelligence is
It's really your books check. You'll see why in a minute.
Okay.
Ooh.
I rolled 2 12s. Are you kidding me? 16
All right.
plus.
That's good.
Oh, dirty 20 with guidance.
Yay.
Well then, friends,
Okay.
those of you who went into the vault and looked at the guest register will remember that one of the names on there was Kithriel.
Oh, did I? I don't know if I wrote that down. I wrote someone
I'm gonna
of
go
elf
look.
kind.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, hold
Oh,
on.
I forgot to write one episode.
Wait. That means Kithriel was alive and at the vault before the final spell,
That is what
and
that means.
then still remembers what a warden is, so did not get completely flavor blasted, at least by the spell.
That's a one hypothesis, says the narrator. Is Ranmar musing
Could
this aloud for the party?
I'll stop at that she was there before the spell,
They.
and the other bits in the brain.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I gotcha. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. Kithriel's old.
Could they have been in a gym like Jacoby was?
A what?
Like I don't know how to explain these gyms.
Elves live
As long as they want to.
as long as they want to.
It's
Okay.
very odd for one to linger in the prime material plane beyond like year 1000. Usually somewhere between 900 to 1200 years old, they start feeling the call, the pull to go to a place that elves are allowed to go after when they don't die. They don't consign their lives to the lady. They have a different arrangement to be here.
Okay.
But they can also stay if they want. It's just very strange for them to stay. And it seems like this one has stayed a long time.
Did she stay? This is me musing in my head.
Yep.
And possibly the narrator will answer. Do we have would it be reasonable to wonder if she stayed behind because she's been waiting on a warden?
I don't know.
Okay. Shit. Okay.
So, do you wanna come? It's pretty cool there. It's nice.
Can you protect us and our guests if we go together? 'Cause
What?
that
No,
place is
he.
pretty dangerous. Oh,
No,
okay.
someone else will help you. No, they're gonna
Oh.
help you. I can't protect you in there. I'm not
Okay.
gonna go in the Quel'en. That's no.
Oh, are you not from the Quel'en?
Kind of. I live in the water, and Kithriel does not live in the water. Mario also doesn't live in the water, but I live in the water.
You do.
Yes.
You do. And it looks like you love it. And I love that for you.
Thanks. I love it for me too. Oh, you're so nice.
Oh, you're nice.
I know.
Okay.
Do you want to go swimming? Make a wisdom
I
save.
sure don't.
Nope.
No.
You have advantage, Ranmar.
Oh, I have advantage?
Yes.
Are you seriously
Okay,
making
okay.
me do this again?
No, just
Oh, wait, I don't
Ranmar.
have the-
Ranmar said yes to the invitation to swim.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, anyway, you have to make the save.
I said I sure don't. That is
She misunderstood.
22.
Oh, you're fine. You can feel her passive enchantment kind of pull at you.
Stop that.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I forget you don't like
Wait.
a swim.
It's
Wait,
so
so where
cold.
It's
do
so
you
n-
go?
Huh?
Where do you go?
What do you mean where I go?
Like where is home? The water?
I said, yeah, there's water in the Quel'en.
Oh, okay. That's just asking.
It has to be water. It's a forest. Do you know how forests work?
Yeah, but
Trees
you
need
said you don't go
water.
in the Quel'en.
Ah. Oh, I don't go in the forest. I go in the water that goes in the forest. I guess the water's in the
okay,
forest,
okay.
and I'm in the forest today because I'm in the water's
okay,
in the
sorry.
forest, and so the water in the forest is I'm there, so I'm in the Quel'en, kind of, technically, I guess.
This is like a all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares situation. And I
What?
like it. You know what? It's not important.
What are those?
It's not important. It's
Oh,
funky shapes.
But
It's
I
okay.
think you're important.
Well, I appreciate that.
Did I do good?
Yes.
Yeah.
you gonna
did
come
really
with
good.
me to the forest?
Please
Not
don't
in
ask
the
us
water.
to swim.
Not in the water. We're not.
Well, we have to go in the water.
clarifying.
It's so long to go on the land, but you don't have to swim. I have a boat.
Oh, good. Great.
What's wrong, little elf?
I'll be okay. I'm just cold.
Oh, I'm sorry. She touches you and you're dry. The water just falls off of you to the ground.
Oh, that's
How
really
are
cool. That's
how
a
are
cool
the other
little
Hollice folks
Mulavir
doing?
says, can I get some of that? I don't know. You don't seem as nice. I'm not as nice. Oh. Are you a spicy one? I think you're a spicy one.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Knew it.
Oh.
I am
I
going
knew spicy would work its way through.
to not squish you right now. Little Nixie.
No, don't.
Fangs.
Just like you can't squish.
Oh, big lady, you're shivering. Ashtel's got her arms crossed. She is like heat death raying it with her eyes. She is in fact shivering.
Everyone's cold. Can you help them get dry, pretty please?
Oh, does that help if I do that? And she runs around and starts touching everybody, and all the water falls off of them.
That is super helpful. Thank you so much.
Do you just out of curiosity? Do you have a water skin, Ranmar, on your character?
I'm sure I would have. I have like a couple of packs.
That makes sense. It's empty now. The water falls through it into the ground.
Oh, okay. Well,
I did my best.
okay. Wait, why did it go through me? I didn't get wet.
She went around and
What?
touched everybody. You asked her to help make people warm, so she ran around and just started
I
touching
have
people.
water skins too. Can we refill them?
They're empty. Yeah, you can fill them back up.
Okay.
What's
well,
that water?
I mean, the river's fresh water,
Oh.
so
Like like to hold water.
yeah, water skin holds water. It's a water
Sorry,
bottle.
yeah, I forgot.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
we
would
probably
like
have
to-
to round some people up to go.
What do
We
you
have to
mean?
Probably get our guests.
Well, how many you have?
the
Four.
guests
There's
to go
4
to the-
wardens and 2 people, and you got a lot of people here.
Well, not all
Most of
these
these
people are
folks
coming.
were just here. They weren't ready to go.
Yeah.
So
We also have.
Is Rachel with
Ranmar's
us?
gonna like
Yeah, she's
gather people and shoo
she's
them
like talking
away.
to the peasants
I'm
right
in
now.
our sneaky chat.
Sneaky chat.
What? So you want me to wait here?
Can you give us a little bit of time?
What's
And then
time?
we will be back. You know what? Good point. You know how the sun moves across the sky?
Mhm.
You pay attention? Yeah, cool. When it moves this much, and I point to whatever like 3 or 4 hours would be.
Well, there's no sun
We'll
right
be
now
back.
because it's like evening. So
Oh, well, shit. Okay. Well, oh, wait, it's evening? I thought we had just woken up. Am I confused?
no, it's
Okay.
nighttime. Yeah.
Oh, just kidding. Okay. When are we going on this boat? I ask aloud to the group.
I mean, right now, for just to be clear to the viewers at home and the players, there is no visible boat.
Well, I mean, like this proposed boat.
I think you should. It's gonna be good. You're gonna go.
Okay. Okay, great. I love that. Finn, how are we feeling?
I could boat.
Good boat. Esme?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Why?
Can I check?
Do.
Wait,
But why?
wait, there's not a boat in the water?
Do you want to be
You can't see a
friends?
boat? Yeah. Yeah, I want to be friends.
Wow, gosh. Wait.
Oh.
She dives in the water. She hops out with the fish and hands it to Finnegan.
Thank you.
It's yummy.
Incredible.
Thank you.
That one's a jerk. That's why I gave you that one. Told you you'd get it, Reginald.
You're wrecked, Reginald.
Yeah.
Does this fish?
Fuck off,
Look,
Reginald.
listen,
It's just a fish.
Reginald's now dinner. This is my favorite character, I think, thus far.
Anyway, do you want to go in the boat?
Unsettled. Can we at least wait until the morning
Morning.
before we?
Oh, well, okay, sure. That's
We
fine.
have to figure out who we're gonna bring. Right? We can bring a guest
Yeah.
each, and having a good night's rest is always a good way to start off a journey.
Oh, I guess I should let the swimmers rest too, huh? They shouldn't swim anymore
Yes.
tonight.
No,
No more swim.
Okay, in the
No
morning
more
we swim more. More swim in the morning.
No.
No.
It's still too cold.
No.
It's still too cold.
How about we let you know when it's time for swimming? How about we put up like a little like something to let you know that it'll be swimming time?
You'll tell me
Make
when
you
time for
see
swim
it.
time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would wait in the water. You come down here, and then I'll be waiting for you, okay?
Okay.
And I won't
Be
make
here in the
anyone
morning.
swim. No swimming. Promise.
No swimming. Thank you.
Mhm.
Friendship
Awesome.
pact.
Unless you want.
Promise.
Oh, friendship pact.
Friendship pact. Don't make anybody swim.
Mhm.
Okay.
Her pinky is tiny.
It's so little, even compared to Finn's little halfling pinky.
Yeah.
Oh my god, adorable.
This is so good. I feel like I did so good.
You did
You
do so
did
good.
Okay, I be in water, and you do whatever you do, and then I'll see you in a little while. Okay,
Okay. All right.
Okay, bye.
okay, bye. She
Oh wait, we can do it now.
jumps in the
We can
water.
bye.
Okay. All right. Okay. Did the citizens, I don't know if you heard me. I was gonna try to like usher citizens away from the docks before she asked them if they wanted to swim again.
Rachel has blanketed the citizens somehow, and they are, they're kind of shivering, huddled together around like around a fire.
Okay. All right.
It's like a lamp. It's supposed to light the
Wait.
dock, but it is lit, and so it's giving off heat.
Did she not warm them back up? Did they not get dry? Or they're
Oh
dry,
no, the
they're just
Nixie didn't
still
run over
cold?
there. She just tried to you all off.
I asked. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get everybody up to town. Okay. That seems like step number one.
Just wanted to try something, be a little brave, Aldi says.
Oh.
So I came down to the dock for my first time and I learned my lesson, I guess.
No, you were so brave. Don't let this one experience ruin
This
that.
place is really
gonna-
dangerous. Don't tell Aya that I did this. I don't want her to get worried about me,
I'm gonna
Yeah,
walk
we
up
have
behind
to.
Finn and give him a pat on the back and cast guidance.
There we go.
You got this, Finn.
What am I doing?
You're trying to make him feel better. Now you have guidance. You have the power of a god behind you. Make him
Do I
feel
roll?
better.
Am I supposed to be rolling? What am I supposed to be rolling? Can I roll
Just
to make all these
use
feel
your
better?
words and
no.
maybe the,
Just give your encouragement times. tell me to good.
Wait, maybe I didn't pick it up. I did say that it was good that you came out still. Don't let one bad experience ruin trying again. I need to turn my gain up on this microphone.
He seems pretty down on himself.
Oh, can I just like give him a pat on the back and like reassure him that he did do a good thing by coming and trying something?
Sure.
It just didn't have the preferable outcome that we wanted.
Give us a persuasion roll.
Where's my die? Do I want trans dice or do I want little purple? Actually, this one feels more.
Remember,
this
you
one.
have guidance.
Oh shoot, you're so right. That's a little 4 triangle, right?
Yes.
Yes, you got it.
Oh, give me my dice. There we go. Okay. Where's my persuasion? That's so high. Okay.
I don't know if you can see her, but there's Teeny Bean.
Oh, you got a chair in the shot now for cats. That's amazing.
27.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Fucking
it's
bards.
insane.
You think it was brave even though it was clearly stupid?
Sometimes bravery is a little stupid.
Oh. Thanks for diving in there to get me. Why'd you do that? You could have gotten killed too.
Because I was a little stupid and a little brave as well.
Oh, you're like a hero or something, though. I'm just, a tailor.
I don't know. You're your own kind of hero.
I mean, maybe for capes.
Heroes do need really cool capes.
He nods quietly to himself. You ready to break a really severe law? Melivir says.
Not really, no.
Shit, I got so nervous.
This is great. This is incredible. We're gonna break one of the biggest laws in the Sinlay. This is. You're a rebel now.
Oh God.
We're rebels. I'm frankly. Oh, don't tell them how bad this is. Okay, we don't want them to know. We can hear you. Ashdale says.
I thought we were
I'm glad
talking
you
in
said it.
Elvish.
Don't worry about her. She's in this with us. She gets it. She gets it. So you deposit the peasants at their homes? Is that the play?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we have to go make some decisions, right?
Yes.
Apparently at home.
Okay.
At the planning place.
The party returns.
Yeah,
home.
we can go back to.
I'm down for whatever. That's my assumption.
I guess now that we're like, is it just like the like main group?
It's the main
together in
group
the
right now,
house?
plus Rachel, Melivir, Ashdale.
Is everyone in the house aware / caught up with everything that's going on?
I mean,
like,
plus Jacoby.
I just can't remember where
and,
people like know.
And Zermos. I think everyone knows about the warden stuff, right? So, in the
Pretty sure,
group,
okay.
like your core team, basically.
Yeah.
You have your team and
Okay.
sort of like what amounts to your followers, more or less. Really, the NPCs that are like really in it with you.
Okay. Because me and Esmery were slightly off talking to the side, and I feel like we can bring it up now that we're like planning in the group that we probably shouldn't mention Aya, because like Aya is like not warden, but like in the book too. But maybe she shouldn't go to the Quel'en.
But what was her name? Was it Sprinks?
Spritz.
Spritz said there's 4 wardens, right?
Yeah, wait, does Ashdale count?
Ashdale's a warden.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
And
she says.
But the four of us like shared like a spread in the book, right?
Yeah.
And
two
then
per page.
you flipped a page,
And Aya had
then
a full spread
there were
herself.
And then
two
Aya had
pictures
spread.
of Aya.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jacoby is in here, right? Jacoby said that it was believed these were wardens. It's possible she's not. Aya's not, since she was on a completely different page. But Spritz,
Yeah, she could be
Said
something completely different
4.
in relationship
Yeah.
to the
Okay.
vault.
yeah.
Oh, I totally missed the 4. Yeah.
We probably shouldn't leave out of the discussion, Muliver says, the fact that Spritz seems like an idiot.
Very good point.
No.
I mean,
Good point.
she's a little dumb.
I mean, considering we had to explain body temperature, yes.
Is she? But she just might not. I'm assuming you said Spritz is like a what was it? Not a pixie. Nixie?
Nixie. Yeah.
Nixie?
N-I-X-I-E. Yep.
And
A
that's
water
like a little
sprite,
force.
effectively.
Oh, little water spirit.
Yeah,
She
water
just might
dryad.
not.
Well, not a dryad, but
No.
yeah. She's a sprite, so she's tiny. She's basically she's essentially what we call a native outsider. Like she is very closely linked to the energies of nature. Like the river and her are deeply connected. She can't exist without the river, and the river can't exist without her.
Oh, cool.
Her kind, I should say.
Oh.
There's more than one of her. But.
Okay. I was gonna say, oh, that seems also really stressful, and like we need to keep her safe. But
Okay. All right. Specifically, Milavir, what are your concerns? Like, what do you expect here?
Oh, I don't know
Write this
about.
down.
I'm just saying I wouldn't take anything she says without weighing it very carefully. But I do believe she is a herald from the Quel'en for us, because that's too outlandish to be anything else. Like nothing is
Timing's
going to
too good,
lure
too.
people into the Quel'en. That's not a thing that the Quel'en does. And the
But she
fact
lures
that
things
it
in the
knows
water.
there are elves in there is something that very few, even elves, know. So this
Oh.
Nixie's in the know, and all of you should keep what you learned about the Quel'en to yourselves, I would suggest.
Good point.
By the way, there are elves in the Quel'en, and
Wait,
maybe
is it a
100
bad thing
elves
that the
know
elves are in the Quel'en and that the Nixie knows about the elves in the Quel'en?
I mean, the
Is that
Nixie
like-
probably works for them. I don't really know what goes on in the Quel'en. I don't know why the elves are there. I just know that there are elves in there, and they don't like to talk to anyone from the outside. So the fact that
Except for us, apparently.
first time they've ever reached out to anyone is you four.
That's a
Okay.
little terrifying.
That Kith.
I don't want to be a warden.
Kithriel,
Yeah,
you said?
okay.
Do you know this
So the-
Kithriel? Milivir asks.
We found her name on a what would you call it? Like a guest book, basically, in the vault from 2042 years ago, something like that. So she was here 2 millennia ago. Or wherever the vault used to be. She was in the vault, but the vault was it's not important. She knows stuff.
You think maybe as Shyl says, you think maybe the spell didn't work on this Kithriel person?
If she even knows what a warden is, it couldn't have worked fully.
Oh, that's true.
She's whether she has complete memory or not, she at least retained some knowledge after the final spell.
Who
Right?
else did
Was
that?
there a date next
Nightscale?
to her name?
The date was a few days, maybe a month before the spell was cast. That was what Ranmar had deduced.
Okay.
So it's been 2,000 years and change.
But
And something that
What's
Ranmar
his
might
name?
consider is that the people who were going into the vault at the end were very prestigious, high-level folks. So this Kithriel person was probably of advanced stage when they went in there.
Mm-hmm. And didn't it say something? The vibe I got from the book, I could have been wrong, but the vibe I got was these are people trying to convince the Shyl not to do it.
With one exception.
With one exception, you said?
Kithriel only wanted a tour of the facility.
What if she lied? What if she's like, I just want to see it? Okay. All right.
Guess we can find out.
What was I about to say? Oh yeah. Another person who apparently knows what a warden is Finn, your brain thing said that you were a warden before we even knew what it was.
Yeah.
So
it said it way, way in the beginning, like long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So Cheldenhoff knows that too, but like that would make sense for them to know, right? They're kind of like this, like have been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
Powerful thing.
Yeah, you've had
But even the
multiple
most
accounts
powerful
now of
thing's been
folks
wiped.
who are aware that Cheldenhoff is many thousands of years old.
Yeah. But that's kind of gives us a scale. If we know how scary a mind flayer is,
Yeah.
and that's what it took to know anything about what happened before the final spell, let's apply that to what we now can think about Kithriel. She's got to be at least on some scale comparable.
Oh shit! Yeah.
If Night Scale doesn't remember and Cheldenhoff remembers,
Yeah.
Kithriel's got to lean. Yeah, a 10,000-year-old dragon doesn't remember this, but Chili Dog does.
Yeah.
So let's take a moment to process how scary it is. Okay, and I'm done. So if I think about it too hard, I will pull out what remains of the fancy brandy out of my backpack. So
just don't roll a 1.
just don't roll a 1. Everything's fine.
Let me roll the ones. I can re-roll one time.
Oh, I should have been a halfling too at this rate. Oh my god.
Wait for the final day when Finn rolls 2 1s in a row and Jinmora and Thorcum attack the party.
Oh my god.
No, why would that happen? Give
because
Finn his own
we have
ghost.
a spicy DM.
Spicy DM indeed.
I don't have any ghost on me yet.
Yet. Give it time. Okay. Oh, okay.
Onward.
So if it's any consolation, if this turns out to not be a good time, one reason I definitely did not want to leave tonight is because I just have to sleep on it. But I can have a spell that will let us walk on water.
For 3 miles?
So,
it's 3 miles across.
It's for like hours. Hold on.
Okay.
If like she tries to
Sick.
drown us, hold on. What level?
That
is
was
it?
that was the only other thing that I was fearful of as well. Whenever she mentioned like a boat, and then I think you said there is like you can't see a boat. I was like, is this like a water boat
Third level.
that we're gonna like sink through?
I mean,
give
if
me
you
a
don't
second.
have a way across the water, you have to go north, and then you basically have to go very far north to a bridge that is the gateway to the Dwarvish kingdoms, and then south into the Quel'en, and that is months of travel.
Oh shoot!
Okay, it lasts an hour, and I can get 10 willing creatures. If you're submerged when I cast the spell, you shoot to the surface at 60 feet per round.
So we could all wait. How long does it take to prepare? Or is it like an
I have to
immediate
sleep
cast?
on it. I have to have
But
a
like
whole
in
night.
the moment, you would just
in the
cast
moment,
it?
6 seconds. So like in
So then-
theory,
If we take the boat and then anything happens,
Yeah.
Because I imagine I don't know. I mean, I don't know time and distance stuff, but would we be able to get across in an hour?
I mean, just think to yourselves, how long does it take you to walk 3 miles?
I have no idea. You're asking me.
you just have to walk at 3 miles an hour. People
Yeah, I mean, I could
stroll through the mall at 5.
Yeah, I feel like I could power walk I would power walk about a mile and change in like 15 minutes or so, 12 minutes when I was in college, right? And so
we
like
couldn't like
at a leisurely
sightsee,
stroll,
but-
30 minutes, a mile,
Yeah.
you'll very
Mhm.
easily cross the river with Waterwalk if you want.
But
Yeah, you can't
I would-
sightsee, but yeah, if you're just going walking straight across, you could.
Yeah. But we're talking about she was going to take us on a boat downstream because that's where the Quel'en is, right?
Up.
Oh,
You have to go
haha, just kidding. It's
north.
upstream.
Yeah, it's north.
Okay.
And you don't know exactly. The Quel'en is a lot of vertical space along the river. And so where you're supposed to enter, where's the invitation? So you'll probably need her to show you where it is, if nothing else.
Yeah. I guess my thinking is if disaster strikes,
Yeah.
if something horrible happens,
Yeah, that's kind of
and
what
one
I
of
was
us
getting
can't
at
swim.
when I was asking how long it would take. We can always just like save it, and then if something happens and we need it,
Yeah.
then wherever we're at on the river, we would be able to get to shore.
Yeah. Yeah, we could get to shore and not get swept downstream, in theory.
Yeah.
If it works how I think it works. And I can ritual cast it, so I don't have, it takes 10 minutes then. We'd have to prepare for that, but an option.
I think it sounds cool to walk on water.
Right? It sounds so fun.
It sounds a little badass.
I know. Okay. All right. But
Who's the party
I-
going to take?
Ooh.
Ask the narrator.
So probably, how many can we take? Oh, we can
Well,
bring like a
Melior,
guest or
obviously.
two.
4 + 2.
4 + 2.
So Muliver's 1.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we could take Rachel.
Ranmar?
And Ranmar is worried because we don't have a way for Rachel to replenish her energy right now. Let's tap
Maybe
the brakes.
Rachel.
Hey, I'm good to go,
Yeah.
she says. I'm
I
good
was
to
going to say, I think like I got the idea that she got to the point that she was at after a very long time.
But that was a long time of hanging out in a room reading books,
Yeah.
right, Rachel?
Well, I mean,
If we go get in trouble and you body slam a robo gorilla or whatever the fuck it was.
I mean,
the
I was already
casters-
tired when I was in there before.
Yeah, but
so
how many of those would look? I'm scared.
I can, if you want me to come with you, I can come with you.
We could leave it up as like a if, because like you're your own person, so like you should have like the decision of whether or not you think you can do it.
I can do
But-
it, she says.
If you really think you can do it, like
Mhm.
if you really think that if you slam, what did Raymar say, a robo gorilla, that you're
What is
not going to fall out on us.
What's a gorilla? And what does
Okay.
robo mean?
When you were describing these gorillas, the gorilla wizard things, I thought of Minion from Megamind, and now I can't get it out of my head. And they're just robo gorillas. I'm sorry.
I love that.
Solid. But
so sorry.
My
Okay.
point stands of if you think that you can go in there and handle things, we don't have a way to replenish right now. So like
Do you think there's going to be like a fight in there? Like
almost certainly.
you're invited there though, right?
We always assume
We
there's
are.
going to be a fight.
Well, we don't know what we were invited for.
Well, wait, we should talk about that. That's really sad and stressful. It's not always
A
going to
little-
be a bad fight time.
True,
It's
but we
probably
like to prepare.
Better
as if it
to
will
assume
be.
that that's the case than to be caught off guard.
Yeah.
I am so proud of you, Muliver says to Esbray.
Why, thank you.
God, I finally rubbed off. I feel like I finally did something with my life.
Oh
So that's it. We're going to go. Cool.
no. Okay.
I mean, look, I'm here for it. If she thinks she can, then
I'm
no
not.
reason to
I'm
not
not
trust her.
gonna say no. I just wanted to put the cautionary worry out there.
The Ranmar worry.
The Ranmar
Yeah.
worry. Look,
That's
Finn has this
that's
thing
super
about
fair.
traps in
Yeah,
rooms that
Finn
he's
has a lot
already
of
checked
things.
for traps.
Ranmar.
I
Yeah.
have I have other worries.
Basically everything is not a trap. Everything else, the entire.
And Esmeralda is just sus of every single living creature she comes across.
Yeah, like one does.
fine.
Like one does. It's
You
what
have
it is.
a
We've
you
all
have a
got
thing
our
about
things.
beds. Look, we're all a little messed up, okay?
We all got our things. We've all got our baggage.
What do they mean about beds? Millivere asks.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Do
shoot.
tell.
I prefer to not sleep in them.
She just hangs out in a tree.
I lived in the woods for a lot of years. I slept in trees. They're high up off the ground.
Me too. And beds are nice.
For you?
They're soft
What?
and they
The
don't
trees
have
are my
ants in them.
comfort.
What? What?
It makes me feel like I'm still in the woods.
I just had a moment where I felt like I did good.
No.
Just felt like
Oh my God.
I was showing
Are you judging me right now?
one thing at a time. We are going to break the law. We're going into the fucking Quel'en.
Oh,
Let's fucking do
Let's
it.
do it. I'm
Okay.
excited.
I'm gonna go sleep in my
Let's
tree.
do
Thanks
it.
for inviting. You come in this room with me
No,
and be a
it says it-
sister.
It says it on the map layout of our house.
It does
Esmeralda's
say
name's
it
on the
map
tree.
layout. I don't have a room. I have a tree,
No, you're my roommate, Ashtel says.
so that I can climb out the window and
Well, it
sleep in
looks-
the tree.
True.
Millivere looks at Ashtel. Well, it looks like I'm your roommate now.
Oh.
Ashtel. I'm sleeping in the tree, and Ashtel goes outside.
Wait, why is she going outside? Why would she?
I'm converting all
Everyone
y'all
to
to tree sleepers.
Everyone to the trees.
No,
Y'all
God
gotta
damn
sleep
it.
in the trees by the end of this campaign. Come.
Where's
My tree
Zermos?
has
Is
many
Zermos-
branches.
He's not home yet, no.
Because I bunk with Zermos.
I think Rachel says that it's good sometimes to not be afraid that everything's going to kill you, because you could have you can't really relax if you're always on edge thinking that everything's a trap or a setup or an ambush or a ruse.
What does relax mean?
Isn't that what you do in the tree? Rachel says.
I mean, not fully, I guess.
You're not even comfortable in the tree. This is so sad.
I didn't say I wasn't comfortable. It's plenty comfortable.
Ashtel comes back in. Change the plan. Shillerani's in the tree. Good night, everybody.
Oh,
Wait,
Ashtel goes to bed. Millivere just kind of lays on the couch.
what? Why is she in my tree? What am I supposed to do about that?
I don't know. I'm using this couch, Millivere says. It's nice. You know, it used to be a tree. You can relate to it.
I'm gonna go find a different tree. Bye.
there's an open bunk in my room.
I don't want.
You
it.
don't want something comfortable.
I
Okay.
like
That's
trees.
fine.
I stand with you on your trees.
Thank you.
I think because the structure's made of wood, it could be argued this is a type of tree.
It's not
It's
high
just
enough
not
off
alive.
the ground.
You could
Wait,
have
if
the
we
top
put a
bunk.
bed on the
Not high
ceiling,
enough.
or
I
on the
could put a bed on the tree, Rachel says. Is that the thing we want? Jacoby put his bed out here in the living room. I could. No?
No.
I like that we're
I
playing
am
musical
fine
bunks.
in my tree. It's just a little bit occupied right now, so I shall
Gonna keep
find a
anyone
different
that
one
goes.
because I don't want to hear
This is genuine D&D right
Shillerani
here, everybody. This is-
chant all night long. So I'm just
Oh
gonna
no!
go. I don't have time for this right now. I'm out.
We're all tired. We have to walk on water tomorrow. We need to
Just hero stuff.
sleep. This is what we write it down. This little schedule on the fridge. Walk on water.
9 a.m. Walk on water.
Well,
Oh.
I guess
yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed. Did we say that?
Writing
There you
on a
go.
little calendar
I
on the
think,
fridge.
I think Rachel
would.
and Ranmar
I
are
need
the
a step
last.
stool to reach it.
We're the last ones in the room that are conscious.
I mean, Milavir is on the couch and her eyes are closed, but
but they don't sleep.
I
They're
mean,
just
she's
tranced.
still armed to the teeth, and her mask is like in her hand.
Oh,
so.
that means we get to like put all of our spells and
The
stuff.
mask is interesting to you, Ranmar. Actually, the mask has no strap on it.
It just floats there.
You're familiar with you're familiar with a little bit of Kula and Aras and like sort of like what their purpose is, and their equipment is sort of legendary, but it's very secretive. You've never seen the inside. You don't know what the mask is. It's opaque from the outside, and when you see her put it on, she just puts it on her face and it stays there.
Ranmar has the random thought to touch it, but does not. Just like, oh, touch it, but I won't.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
No touchy, but want to touch. Okay. All right. Then I will bid Rachel a good night
Okay.
and retreat to my room and read poetry.
Oh gosh.
What happened? Why are you angry at poetry?
I'm not angry.
Oh.
Yeah, Milavir would be angry about it because it'd be so cute. Night passes without event. And the sun doth begin to rise. It is dawn.
I gotta pick a spell. Okay, all right.
As the entire night, Shilarani has been staring at you from the other tree.
Oh, God damn it.
She's standing, floating at the top of the tree.
It's so creepy. Now I have chills. All right, so I am not rested.
I'll be honest, gang. I'm really spooked.
Shilarani is now in the
Scary
tree with
time.
you, Esme.
What? Why? What is happening?
I am Shilarani. You're going into the Quel'en?
I guess.
Does Kithriel remember? None can remember.
We're not sure.
The Quel'en wasn't always forbidden. They went there after our mistake. But some of them wanted us to do it, and the others went there.
Who's they?
The elves. The elves split in twain because of what we did. But they asked it of us. Kithriel did not. Kithriel told us no. But we did it.
So, all the other elves wanted you to do it?
There were many on both sides. It had to be right. The world was dying.
Why was the world dying?
All of the grass was gone. The trees had withered. The ground began to dry and turn gray.
Was there a reason for that?
There were no flowers.
What happened?
We made a mistake. And to fix it, we made a mistake.
What were the mistakes?
It was a war. We needed to stop them. And we did.
Who was at war?
She looks deep into your eyes. Can you make a wisdom save for me, please?
Oh, no. 19.
Oh my gosh. That almost makes it.
What?
I'm kidding.
Oh my god!
The spiciest.
I'm kidding. The good news is that all of your spells are not replaced with color spray today.
Oh my god.
Additional news is that you have essentially what feels like a rushing waking dream flashback. It's really fast and hard, and you have a bit of a headache after, but you see these large red-orbed creatures covered in eyes, eye stalks, beholders, you would assume, hundreds of them, all rampaging over a landscape, their eyes burning with spells, shooting fireballs and cones of cold, lightning bolts from their eyeballs. And then one wizard with a staff, the staff you've seen in the book. And he slams the staff into the ground, and the staff seems to draw energy from the earth itself. The beholders, all of them vanish. And the people who were cowering behind the wizard citizens cheer. But then the earth begins to die. You're back in the tree.
This was a staff. One of the artifacts.
Yes.
Okay. So was that the first mistake?
It was the ringed staff. It jingled when he slammed it into the ground. A long, tinkly song. And the grass started dying almost immediately.
Was that the first mistake?
We had to.
Okay.
Nothing else could stop them. They had hurt so many.
So then what was the second mistake?
We healed the earth.
So
I am Shyl Arani. I didn't want to be. Why can't I rest?
I wish I knew.
Good luck in the Quel'en, Warden. She vanishes.
All right, so I'm gonna go fill in my friends on all that.
I was writing hastily.
Quite the doozy.
Poor Shyl
I knew I
Arani.
wouldn't write fast enough.
I might be. This is clarification.
Yeah.
With narrator.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So was the person who slammed the staff? Were you supposed to believe that they're bad?
The person
Or-
slamming the staff was dressed in Shillian robes, as I recall, but they were black with red trim.
Oh. Mm.
Oh.
And what you know about that
Ah.
outfit is that only 3 Shillian wizards wore stuff like that. The rest of them dress in white and blue.
Yeah, those were they were called just the 3? Were they called the 3?
They were called the 3. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Love that for us. I'm scared.
Oops. Black with red trim is fancy shoes, right?
I mean, he was one of the 3,
Or
you think. Or at least he's
suggestible,
wearing
yeah.
the clothing of one of the 3.
Of one of the 3.
Yeah, it's not clear to you all yet, right, that Fancy Shoes Boy, he may be one of the 3 who's managed to survive this long somehow. There are maybe ways of doing that. He could also be, you posited, a descendant or like a member of a cult or have just inherited the stuff like Rizat did.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not sure.
Okay.
All of those are totally legit things to worry about, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, all right. I'm scared. And make sure I counted my spells right one more time.
Ashtail says, so let me get this straight, as Shyl Arani showed you a thing by going in your head, and you can't shoot rainbows everywhere.
Mm-mm.
She looks at Raymar.
Oh, shade!
Okay. Oh,
Shade.
okay.
Wow.
So, okay.
We're getting sassy up in here.
I can't explain, except that I cast a spell that put my noggin in her noggin on purpose, which was a mistake.
I just asked a
No.
question.
No, I'm glad you're spelling it out. It's like you're so close to getting it. She says.
You look, listen. We needed information.
Yeah.
There was brandy involved. I can't explain it. I listen. I don't want to hear it.
Maybe not enough brandy.
I don't think not enough is the problem. I had quite a bit.
You're a dwarf.
Okay? All right. Look, I'll just pull the bottle out of my bag and be like, "This was full,"
Oh my God.
and then I'll put it back in my backpack. I think. Are we?
I'm ready to go. Rachel says.
Yep. Okay.
Milavir sits up on the couch.
All right. Well, I've done what I needed to do. I think.
This has been my second active treason this month. I'm so excited. Milavir says. She goes outside.
Wait, what was your first? Wait, I want to know the first.
I came here.
I was about to say,
Oh,
come in
shoot.
here and
That's-
telling.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
'Tis the season for treason.
I like that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll go now.
Does the party want to do anything else before you?
I literally thought you were gonna ask if they wanted to
I'm
do anything
trying.
about that joke.
I forgot to ask, and we can figure it out later. But Ranmar bought many supplies for keeping us alive.
Oh, yes,
in
I
the
was-
form of gemstones.
Totally supposed to do a thing with that I forgot to do.
If y'all would like to donate, and I bought boxes and bags extras.
What you need?
Yeah, what do you need?
I spent 777 gold.
Oh my gosh.
Ashdale will give you 250.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean,
Yeah.
have you already used one of those on me? I have no idea.
Negative.
How'd you get me up the last time?
So there may have been a planetar involved.
What? Him?
Yep. It was a whole thing.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
I get it.
Yeah. Oh, great. Okay. Everything's fine. It's
Saved by
fine.
my boss's boyfriend's employee. Got it.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Does the party have anyone they want to talk to or stop by before they F off across the river?
I would like to go check on Aldi from swimming and as well as the other people too
Okay.
to make sure that they're not like sick or something like is lingering before we head out. But I don't want to take too much time doing
You have Zermos. Remember, Zermos is essentially that is something you can send him to do.
Oh, okay.
You could also, and I'm giving this for free, have him be the person who carries the message to Nolan and informs Nolan that you've gone across the river because you were invited there. Or tell him
shoot,
whatever
that's
you
a
want.
good idea too.
This seems like a good time for me to tell everybody. I did some spell shuffling and I don't know the sending spell today. So any messages we need to get out, let's get them out now because I don't know how to send a message anymore. I will tomorrow if we want me to.
Well, then we could definitely. I'll leave note for Zermos to go check on, people and to give Nolan an update of where we're going.
Okay.
Also, do I have to give Zermos? Have I paid Zermos recently? I don't know when I've done that or when I have not done that. I don't want to ask him to do things without paying him.
I don't know that I mean, you could probably just pay him on your salary day. That might make it easier to keep track of it. So
Okay. Oh, I think we did mention that actually.
What was
I'm gonna write that.
was the guy I bonked? It wasn't Caden.
Kanan.
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 Yeah.
Kanan. What? How is he doing?
You haven't
is
seen him.
he?
You could ask Zermos will tell you
Because-
he's doing fine. He's practicing copying script right now. Like he's like
fantastic.
basically working on his writing skills so he can copy stuff.
I like it. Okay, sweet. We'll be back. I'll do what Finn's doing, and I'll.
Does Finn want to check on Aldi personally, and Zermos can check on the
Yeah.
other citizens? Okay, just checking in.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Okay, Zermos will bugger off on his duties.
Sweet. Let me hold on. Okay. But we don't have anything else to do at the house, right? My traps are still. I have wax and stuff like that. Do I need to like redo anything? I don't
We've been-
remember like the last.
We've been coming and going, so like at least the front door you'd have to redo when we leave.
Okay, I'll do that. How do I like scratch away wax if I use it once, or I just think I.
No, you
want,
can melt it and reuse it for a long time. Like wax is just
Okay,
just because the seal breaks, it doesn't mean the wax is useless.
I'm gonna leave.
Remelt it a
little
couple times before it's scrap.
Okay.
You also notice that every window has some very faint string across it as well now. So if someone opened the window, the string would break.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, who put
Wait,
that
who
there?
did
Who
that?
put that there?
You don't have a hazard to guess.
My brain hurts. I don't know who.
You have another
was-
rogue-like character sleeping in the house now.
Oh, Milavir.
Oh, Milavir would do
Sweet.
something like that.
I mean, you didn't ask her, but that would be a Finnegan's
Oh.
assumption, yeah.
Cool.
Good to know.
I like it. Yeah. Okay.
Right? Good to know. I don't think I have anything else to do at the house. I think I'm set.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all have things to do at the house.
Okay, let's do the Taylor scene.
Nope.
Is anyone going with
I
Finnegan, or is
choose-
Finnegan flying solo?
Would it be weird if we
I was
followed?
gonna say, does Finnegan want to go solo?
Well, I mean, y'all can. I can, but like, what else would y'all do? I'm assuming we're just gonna do it on the way. Like,
Okay,
I'm
the whole
assuming
party.
We're all kind of like
It is on the way.
leaving.
So the six
So
of
if
you
y'all have
gallantly
something to do.
arrive at the Taylor's home.
Dope. I can lead and just be like, okay, I'm gonna go and make sure Aldi's okay from yesterday's peril.
I'm going to cast guidance on Finn.
Ooh,
Just for funsies.
Oh gosh,
dope. Okay. Oh wait, do I still have
Ranmar, ultimate wingman.
I'm
right?
doing my best.
the D4 for attack and saving? Is that I still have it written? That's scratched out, right? That's a time.
yeah,
thing?
it only
Okay.
lasted a minute
Just wanted to
during
check.
stuff. Yeah, it's gone.
Sweet.
So you
Dope.
knock on the door.
Yeah.
Okay. After a moment, I'll answer it. Oh, hey, good morning.
Oh, hi.
It's quite early. Oh, I bet you know why he was out really late. Did you see? You were soaking wet, Aldi, and I'm not done asking you questions about what happened to you because you never go near the water. Did someone drag you down there? Because I'm going to have them. No one dragged me. I just Finnegan was there. I just, it was nothing dangerous. I fell in and Finnegan pulled me out.
Yeah. I mean, we came from the tavern after having a couple of drinks and you just kind of like stumbled in. So
Go ahead
was-
and roll your deception check. Oh my God, she rolled
Wait.
a 4. You're so lucky.
You just have to not roll a nat one
wait,
twice
what
in
do-
a row.
Basically, yeah.
oh wait, what am I? I'm rolling deception. I
Yeah.
forgot that's the thing I have to do.
It was a fib you told. You
Sweet.
told a fib.
I did.
Tried to back up
I'm
all the
fibbing. I did because he told me specifically not to. Ooh. Hold on. 19.
Okay, yeah. Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you for going down there. She looks at you and mouths. And I hope this didn't talk you out of it. Next time, how about we go together, Finn and you and me, but we'll go and we'll sit on the dock and not fall in. We can be careful, okay?
That sounds like a good time.
He nods quietly. He hands Finnegan. He hands you a really lovely purple cape.
Oh my goodness! This is my hero cape.
He nods.
Oh yay!
Does not make eye contact.
I'm so excited. Thank you.
Is that why he was up all night? Now you're gonna sleep because you need sleep. I guess I'll sleep for a couple hours. I hope you like the cape and thanks Finnegan.
I do like the cape. It is wonderful, and it will help me do hero-y things on my adventures.
He super awkwardly bends over and like side hugs you.
I love a good. I side hug back because I would.
Okay.
It's just like you can feel the awkward. That's how it. That's how you
This
know.
is so cute.
Aya gives you a more genuine hug.
Yeah.
Genuine meaning she's full both arms in, and waves, and then she gently closes the door in your faces while she ushers him to bed.
Sweet. Wait, you said she closes the door in our face. Like we're gone now, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
She's gonna make him
That's
go
all.
to sleep.
Rachel
Yeah.
squeeze, and Mielivir looks enraged. Otherwise, the party's ready to go.
You're looking rage.
Because it was cute and she's mad.
It was cute. Wait, why she get mad with cute?
She's got cute
Did I
rage.
miss something? Oh no!
Cute aggression.
Cute aggression.
Yeah, cute.
I didn't know there was a term for it. I'm delighted. She's always been like
Yeah.
this, so it was really fun to that society has accepted there are people like this.
It's so
Yeah.
cute. I want to squish it with my hands.
Exactly the feeling.
All right, the party makes its way down to the docks.
All right.
Here we
Oh,
go.
we're supposed to be meeting Spirit.
Oh, here we go.
She said she was gonna wait underwater for us. Right?
Yes.
As you were the first one to dive in last time, you want to hop in and
no.
All right.
Oh, we
Mielivir
have to
says.
get in the water, don't we? for the
I
spell?
hope not. Mielivir says.
Just toss some stones in there and see what happens.
Can I just like? Can I just be like? Can I knock on the dock? At the dock? Like, can I just like knock on the dock?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. You hear a little voice underneath. Who's there?
Adventure.
Adventure who?
Adventure. Me and you and boat and we. Hi. I don't know.
That's a rhyme?
No,
Start over,
not
start
everything
over, start over.
rhymes.
It's supposed to
I don't
rhyme.
have a rhyme.
What?
I don't have a rhyme.
Hang
I was
on.
just trying
She
to
hops
get
up
your
on the dock.
attention.
Look, so you're supposed to think it's like you do you bang on the thing, and then I say
Yep.
who's there, and then you
Yep.
say a thing, and then I say who, and then you rhyme it.
Well, what if I knock? What if you knock and I say who's there and then you show me?
Okay. She dives back in the water.
My God.
Who's there?
Me. It's me. Who else would it be?
That didn't rhyme either.
What are you talking about? She hops back on the dock. Are you ready to go? I have to do good.
Yeah, I think we're ready to go. I still. How are we going?
Huh?
Oh.
Oh. She claps, and this very, very slender and dainty, beautiful boat that looks like it's made of flowers and reeds rises up in the water.
It's cool.
It's
Oh, I'm
very
gonna crush
pretty.
That. Mm-mm.
Yeah, Ashel says, we're not getting in that. She puts her hand on your shoulder, Anmar. Rachel and Mielivir hop in.
Oh, I'm getting in that. That looks like it came
Ezra's
right out of the
Ezra's in the boat.
forest.
You think it could carry Finn as well, but your armored companions cannot get in this boat.
Oh no! Then I'm assuming y'all are gonna have to walk on water.
Do you want to save your spells? Ashel says.
Do you have another plan? Wait, what
I
if
was
I cast
really
water
hoping
walking and
I
they
wouldn't
tow
have
us
to.
behind them?
Just drag you.
It's probably better for you to save your spells for an emergency, right?
I mean, same to you. If you got them,
It's
save
not,
them.
it's not a spell.
Okay.
You don't seem pleased though.
Yeah, you seem like you'd rather not do this. I can do it.
No, you. Endless, I need you. The shadows from the dock gather and writhe into the shape of a horse. The horse is not Clydesdale sized, but if you've never seen a Clydesdale, you would assume it was a Clydesdale. It is. It's armored. Its eyes glow weird magenta, and otherwise, it is perfectly sable and wispy in smoke.
This is so badass.
Do you want me to? You want me to help you
Same
on?
with shadows.
Give me a little boost. That'd be great.
She walks over to the horse. She looks at it, and it's looks at it for a long moment. The horse doesn't move. I know it's been a while, and I'm sorry.
Oh,
The horse nuzzles her for a brief moment and then resumes being rigid and motionless. She'll help Ranmar up on the back of the horse and then hop on herself. Okay. Kay, that's a really, really messed up looking pony.
Wait,
The
how does
Nixie
this help us on the water?
The Nixie jumps on the boat and she goes, starts dancing, and then the boat starts making its way across the water. It's basically gliding across the water.
Dance powered boat.
The horse starts walking and leaves a trail of smoke in its wake. The where it steps for a brief moment, it burns black and then wisps away, and it just easily walks onto the water.
Oh my God. This is the greatest thing I've ever heard. God damn it. Thank you so much.
She will. So Ashdale grasps Ranmar's hand. I assume you reach around and hold her waist on the horse.
I was
right?
going to ask, am I in front or behind?
You're behind, yeah, and she's she's holding your hand as you you walk across the water on this horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the romance we needed.
Oh, no.
All right, I don't think I actually have a map of all of the world in OBS, so we're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna load it up and here we go.
Could you imagine going on like a sunrise shadow horse venture with your...
Look, listen, I'm having a lot of thoughts right now. I'm just gonna need a minute to process.
We're all hiding because we have anxiety.
Is everyone having?
God.
I believe this is gay panic. Is what's happening right now.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, your dad's trying to keep up as best he can. I'm just trying to understand.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you made that boat flimsy on purpose.
No, the Nixie only had the flimsy boat, and I figured you had water walk. But then it occurred to me this morning that wait, Ashdale has another way across, in which you feel like she had to do it because you've been telling her you can't just blah 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 the power, right? So she's been thinking about her contributions to the party.
Aww.
All right, inside, Ranmar's just going. There's
hand holding happening. I'm glad that Ranmar's doing that on the outside on the inside because I did it on the outside.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad I chose to wear a hood tonight.
Well, so you all make your way by boat and pony up the river towards the very first inlet here into what's called the Quel'en. You'd know this if you've ever seen a map, the area, which there's no map maker in Hollice. But
I thought you were going to just end it at if you've ever seen a map.
No. Every member of the party probably has. So this lovely little lake in here is as soon as you turn off the river, this feels like the sound around you begins to change. It's quieter. You hear a complete absence of wind. The water makes very little noise. The trees look different in here than they did outside. There are lights floating through the trees. Esmer, you recognize these as will-o'-the-wisps. And they're harmless if you leave them alone. They can be extremely dangerous. So they're best not to mess with.
Can I relay that information to the party?
It's fair enough to do that, yeah.
Okay. Why is the boat dance powered? I'm confused.
Huh? It's not. As you draw to the west end of this lake, there is a some being humanoid shaped, hooded, slender, small, waiting for you on the far side. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's me. I did it. I did it good. I did good. Yeah, you did good. A voice says from the shore. Okay, are you gonna tell her ladyship that I did good? Yes, Spritzy. I'll tell her you did very well. Thanks. I should let them get off the boat before I put the boat away. Not like last time, right? Yes, please, not like last time. We don't need them in the water. The boat comes up to the shore very easily, kind of slides onto the riverbank. It's a very gentle grade. And you can see now that the very young woman, elf-kind, standing there, is smiling. She's dressed in sort of like bluish greens. The entire forest has a bit of a bluish green hue with light streaming from the sky down to the ground. The sky looks different in here somehow. She's cute, small button nose, sharp, very bright alpine eyes, green in color. Hello. Welcome to the Quel'en.
Hi.
Can I go? I'm bored. Yes, Spritzy. Thank you for your service. Okay. If you ever need me again, okay, bye. The boat vanishes. If you were still sitting in the boat, you're now unceremoniously dumped onto the ground. And Spritzy dives into the water and is lost.
Oh,
Ranmar, Ashjo will help you dismount, and the horse will essentially vanish.
Thank you.
can I just give like a little nudge, like as we're like walking off? I'm just
Look,
for the horse.
I guess I didn't know what I was expecting. Hello, my name is Trilia.
Esmeralda.
Trilia?
I'm sorry. I've never seen anyone from the outside in person, but you're elves. You're kind of my sisters. It's really cool. You think she's maybe a little bit younger than you, Esmeralda?
Okay.
Like a very young for an elf. Is that your owl? She points up in the trees.
Is Monty?
Mm-hmm.
I want.
Oh, Monty.
Okay, Monty will fly down and land on Esmeralda's shoulder.
Yes.
Trilia will easily make Monty-like sounds at Monty, which Monty's not confused about at all. Monty just back and forth. They speak in Screech Owl for a moment.
That's awesome.
Right?
I'm supposed to bring you to the Queen if you're ready.
Is she talking to everybody now or still as
Everybody,
Maya?
yeah, everybody.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to be
interrupt an
rude.
elf moment.
Maybe you need some time to acclimate. Do you have any questions?
No.
I don't know any. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have any. Like, can we? I don't know. Can we like just like perception things? Like, what would we like just know just from looking? Like, it's a little bit different in here, and like,
This
is there
forest
anything like?
feels ancient. It feels alien. Like it doesn't feel like you're in your world anymore. Like it's a very different environment. You can't really put your finger on what that means to you. Like there are trees, there's undergrowth. This forest is completely unmanaged, as you imagine. Like, but there is some kind of a path leading away. But it looks like the path is natural, like the ground, like the plants parted away from there at some point. They are happily growing there. They're not stamped down or removed.
Is the weather the same as on the outside?
It's warmer.
Did we notice it's warmer?
It's warmer, yeah.
Don't know why I got warmer vibes. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Esmeralda, you are pretty sure that you are not in the Feywild right now, but you are very close. Like this forest verges on. So the Feywild is essentially another dimension. It is adjacent to the prime material plane, like the real world. It's where Fey come from.
Oh.
It's where they live. It is a dangerous place. If you go there, you're probably going kooky shenanigan crap cray cray forever.
Oh,
That's the technical term. Yeah, you will lose your marbles. Like you don't want to go there because then the fairy king will marry you and then take both of your eyeballs, and you won't actually get any fun treats out of the wedding. So don't go there. That's what you should be thinking. Like, yeah, that's the idea. It's the Feywild is a scary place. But it is also where the power of nature more or less comes from. Like that's how it works. And the goddess of nature, Maleki, lives there. So, I mean, you've heard, Esmer, you know that some forests that are special. The Sidley has some of these, have what amount of portals, and it's really difficult. You as a ranger can recognize one of these portals, so you know enough not to cross one. So you're going to have to protect your party to make sure they don't walk into a portal.
You'll tell me if I see one, right? Okay.
Don't worry. You have to make a roll, that's all. Right, Mark.
Okay,
I just
all
wrote
right.
down a place where my eyeballs will be eaten, so I don't want to walk through any portals to the Feywild.
Right, you got it.
I'm gonna request Esme about every minute you drop back into my vicinity so I can give you the high five of guidance. Just for fun.
Just kind of walk hand in hand.
I mean,
Oh, we get to hold hands too.
Swinging hands.
We got all hold hands.
I can't stop the romance, everybody at home. I don't know when it's up. It's
It doesn't have to be
like,
romance.
just going to keep happening.
Look, no, I
Friendship
don't know.
handholds.
The
we're
romance will
walking-
continue until morale improves. You got that?
If we're walking, I do want to request if I could snag Ashtail and walk towards the back with me. Look, listen! No!
Shouldn't we be closer to the front? I mean, I guess this is kind of an elf thing, isn't it? That makes sense. I understand.
I mean, in theory, as long as we don't walk where they don't, we'll be fine. Question mark.
Okay. She says.
Oh no! If I just made a terrible choice. Oh God.
I mean, you have to walk behind Rachel.
Is that a bad choice?
I'm walking
Does
with
she
Rachel,
fart?
I guess.
Okay.
What am I missing?
No, I'm just trying to figure out what the marching order is. Trillia will walk in the front.
God, okay.
So please stay close as we make our way through here. Do not deviate from the path. Don't deviate from the path, Trillia says.
Noted.
So she begins to walk on the only path out of here that is visible to you all. As you make your way through Esmeralda, you get a sense that there are other safe paths to walk and that the forest is hiding them on purpose. Like this path, like the plants are curating your view, preventing you from seeing more of the Quel'en than maybe you'd be able to right now. The undergrowth is tall, it's thick, the trees are close together. So even though she says don't wander off the path, you don't know how you would. But Esmeralda, you think you could find a way if you needed to.
Oh, good to know.
That's not long before she comes to a clearing. There are a lot of elves here. They're all, they're all kind of dressed similar to Trillia. Like it's not like a uniform, but they all have similar colors. And while it's styled very differently, there's a common theme to the embroidery you see on these clothes. It's elvish, but that's not like it's elvish in design and language. A lot of the elves will look up at you, not say anything, but they just look. Trillia continues to walk through what amounts to basically, I mean, this will feel somewhat familiar to Esmeralda and Milivir because it is how a lot of the Sinlay settlements are like their cities, they grow the trees the way they need them to, and so they don't have to actually build or construct anything out of stone or even wood. Like they just ask the trees nicely, and the trees grow into houses and stuff.
I want that.
You know, that's that's what they do. She will walk you up what feels like a grand staircase. There are lots of columns of light coming in from the sky. You're walking up what feels like you can't walk as high as this is because the tree line, you'd hit the tree line, but you don't. The trees just go on forever, it feels like, and you maybe walk for a solid 4 or 5 minutes of stairs until you come to a landing where there is a woman sitting on a glistening blue granite stone. She looks like Trillia, but significantly older. Elf. She takes her hood back and smiles warmly and studies you each for a long moment. I have to admit, I wasn't certain it was true, but now that I've seen you with my eyes, I can see that it is. You are as he drew you. Mother, Trillia says, and she bows and kisses the other elf lady's hand and then stands at her side. The elf stands and easily walks off of her rock over to each of you and starts studying you. Esmeralda, you would guess this elf is maybe 600 years old, this one.
Okay.
I am Mariel. It's an honor to meet you. I didn't expect to meet anyone from outside of the Quel'en during my reign, but well, here you are.
Here we are.
You must be confused.
A little. Sure.
The invite is appreciated, if unprecedented.
It is unprecedented. I was surprised, and on paper, I run the place. But Kithriel is, I believe, the oldest elf still on the plane. And he has been keeping to himself for, at least 100 to 200 years now. They've been very quiet. So when she approached me and asked that I invite the wardens, my first question was, Kithriel, who are those? And, well, they produced drawings for me. And she takes out, Mariel takes out several pieces of parchment and hands you each one. And they are astonishing likenesses of each of you. Like really beautiful ink drawings of your faces. You look amazing in these drawings, the four of you.
Thanks. I give my
My
mustache a little twirl just to fix it.
Ashtel says, looking at Ranmar's picture, do you want to trade?
No.
Want to trade? Wait, what does that mean?
Ashtel rolls up her scroll of her face and hands it to you, Ranmar.
Yes. Yes, I will trade you. Wait a minute. I'll roll it up and I'll trade it.
What is happening?
They just
I
traded
just-
pictures.
We
Mario.
have a picture of each other that we can carry. I'm gonna take out the book of poetry real quick and just tuck it in the book of poetry so
Sure.
it's safe.
There you go.
And put it back in my bag. Ah!
I'm so glad you like them, Mario says.
I'm picturing Milovir just like clenching her fist right now.
She's got her mask on. She's got her mask on right now. But Esmeralda, as her sister, you can feel the tension in every muscle in her body. I thought it best that I see you first before your audience with Kithriel, because Kithriel is not as well connected to the world as others might be who've been here as long. They haven't really spoken with anyone other than me for a very long time. And I have to be honest, I thought they would be maybe moving on. It felt like that was the energy I was sensing. But you must understand that I understand that you have some parlay with Zvisnak Nigara. She pauses, looking at you, and then says, Nightscale, the dragon of the valley. She is also very old, but she is of this world, and so her connection to it is not sullied by the passage of time. We, Elfkind, are visitors here in a way. And so we have only a lease on our time here, or so I believed. Kithriel somehow has been able to forestall the summons to the other side. I believe she's been waiting for you all.
Is there anything we need to know in particular in conversing with Kithriel?
She looks off into the sky for a moment. You can't see a sky; you just see a tree cover above you. Purses her lips. I would say a lot of what you need to know, you will know immediately upon seeing them. But, well, they don't lie to them. They will know. And I would give each thing they say a moment in your minds, because it might take you a moment to really understand what they're trying to communicate to you. Also, she uses any pronouns.
I was going to ask. It seems that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as maybe some of you know, when elves spend this much time, she looks at Milavir for a moment. They take on different roles in their lives as the decades turn to centuries. But I suppose as centuries turn to millennia, other explorations, other questions, why not try everything, she says.
Fair enough.
Kithriel knows a great deal. And maybe you can find out why they are still here, which is something that I am not clear on. Also, since this is the first time we've ever invited anyone into the Quel'en, and while it was on Kithriel's behest, it is to me to make this invitation. Therefore, I hereby declare an armistice between the Sinlay and the Denali. We, the Denali, welcome you, Sinlay and elves, and your friends, into our domain. And we ask peace and for a new connection. Will you please serve as a diplomat? She's looking right at Esmeralda.
Yes.
She takes your hand and kisses it. This is a queen of elves, Esmeralda.
I'm gonna go back under my hood now.
Oh, that was a formal thing, but I mean, Mario, yeah, okay.
Now, what else do you do when Queen, King, Majesty individual kisses your hand? You hide in your hood.
Seems like the thing to do.
She also kisses Milavir's hand. Milavir removes her mask. So I guess this wasn't treason, she says. Mario laughs at her. It maybe was until I gave you permission. Perhaps Perhaps your mother will be a little fussy, but she'll get over it. Olivia stammers. I don't know the sound. How do you describe that sound? I don't know. A bit of a chuckle.
Stammers.
Stammers. Thank you. We'll go for that. I hope for a long and fruitful friendship between us and you, or Hollice is the name of the settlement, yes?
Yes.
She smiles.
I don't know what to say.
Wait, I might need a brief moment of like catching up of what has currently happened because I feel like we got a lot of information.
Oh, a lot happened. So what we learned, so you're in the Quel'en. That's the Forbidden Forest. This is the forest where the elves, and when I say elves, you may notice for the entire campaign to now, I keep saying the Sinlay and the Sinlayan elves, because there is another pack of elves, the Denali, who live in this forest and allow no one to enter, which Esmeralda is only learning about right now. And Mielivir knew there were elves here, but didn't know why they were here. You still don't know why they're here. You could ask that question, the narrator mentions. You also learned that it was not Mariel's idea to summon you. It was the being Kithriel, also an elf, uses any pronouns. Kithriel was the elf that went into the vault and asked for a tour and signed the book. Has been here
Is
for...
Mario the queen of the Quel'en?
Mariel is the queen. Kithriel,
Gotcha. Okay.
they're calling them the Elder. He's just been around for over 3,000 years.
Gotcha.
And she explained that he's a little bit less connected, whereas Nightscale feels totally comfortable. She's 10,000 years and going strong. It's because dragons are a part of this world naturally, and she's explaining that elves kind of aren't.
Gotcha.
She's trying to prepare you for what might be a very strange conversation.
It's gonna be weird.
It's okay. My hood is ready.
Is what ready?
Her hood
My
is ready.
hood is ready.
Oh, that's fair.
The last bit was Mariel, the queen of the Quel'en, decided to capitalize on this. It wasn't her idea to invite you all, but instead she said, hey, since you're here, I am declaring a formal truce. Shake hands, let's bygones. I'm a formal bygones with the Sinlay. She didn't say what the bygones were about, but she said they were bygones.
And I said yes, and now I'm going to be in trouble.
And now you're a diplomat, and you are the daughter of the spy master. So you are the formal contact with and recognized as a diplomat, which means no matter who else they send, you are recognized as the diplomat. You are who they talk to,
so
Esmeralda.
much trouble.
That also means you can't be, I mean, you're smart enough to know that means your mom can't lock you up or have you killed or anything because they need you now. You're even more important than you were before.
She's going to shun me.
I mean, she can't do that either. They need you. You are now the only bridge of communication.
Oh, then she's just going to be real salty then.
Yes, that's true. I think that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough.
That still makes me happy.
How's that for a recap?
That's much better.
I got you.
So then maybe we do ask about is it better for can like any of us talk or is it better if like as
Any one of you can
does
talk.
the,
Yeah,
like-
please feel free. Yeah. You are the wardens. You were invited to.
That's true. So can we ask more about why the Denali? So the Denali are the elves that are in the forest that don't want other elves or anybody.
You got it.
the
Denali,
forest?
Quel'en, Sinlayans, the Sinlay.
So can I ask why they don't want anybody else in here? Or is that like kind of already been established and I kind of missed it? It's gone over my head.
She's looking
I
at you.
didn't catch that there was any bad blood either, so
She's looking at you very carefully, Finnegan. You can. A long time ago, the humans made some kind of a mistake. There was irreparable damage done to this world, which was repaired. And how it was repaired now is a matter of myth. None remember. Kithriel may, but she won't tell us. In the end, we disagreed on how we should move forward from there, and the Denali who came here, for whatever reason, forsook the powers of nature granted by Maleki, the goddess of nature, who had been restored after the damage had been done. We have a different goddess of nature here.
May I ask what her name is?
Yeah.
Her name is Rydia.
Rydia?
Rydia. She is of the Feywild.
Why? She's only here. She only exists in the Quel'en.
Well, her power extends wherever we go, but this is her home.
Why is there a difference here than?
Oh, well, she lives
Elsewhere.
here, and in order to attempt to save the world in our way, we asked for her help rather than whatever the humans did.
So y'all don't like what the humans did, or you were at odds of you thought something should have been handled differently.
That's why we're here, and that was the agreement that we struck to stay here. But I will be honest, I don't know what the mistake was. I wasn't alive, and none would share it. But we were bound here to Our Lady Rydia and this forest. And the disagreement has lasted. It's outlasted the memory of whatever it was. I think it's about time that we set that aside. It's foolish to hold on to a thing if we don't remember what it was.
I agree. And you said Kithriel may know why, but just doesn't share.
I'm sure she has her reasoning, but yes. I mean, maybe it's best we don't know. If none remember, there could be a reason, maybe a good one.
What stops y'all from, or what stops y'all from leaving? Is it just being bound to Rydia?
Oh, no, we like it here. It's nice.
Oh.
Have everything we need. It's also very peaceful here because, well, woe to any armies that attempt to enter the Quel'en.
That sounds a little the opposite of peaceful, though.
We will defend ourselves if necessary. The forest is quite capable of doing that. There was one time, she looks at Ranmar. Ranmar, you already know where she's going. There was one time some crazy dwarf king was like, we're gonna cut our way into the Quel'en and build a castle. And
Oh,
that king
no.
and his army walked into the forest and no one ever heard of him again. About 300 years ago.
Can you ask where they are, Ren?
Oh, no. Oh no. I will. You know what? Sure. Yeah. Out of curiosity, what happened to them? Did they
Oh.
just poof? Or they?
No one
just
just poofs, Mariel says. She looks down at the ground and there's a tiny lizard next to her. She bends over and picks it up. She kisses it on the head. It's so small. It's got little blue splotches on it.
Did that
Don't worry.
used to
They
be-
found a new way to exist in the Quel'en.
That's so cool.
She puts the lizard on her shoulder and it goes to sleep. You're welcome
do
here,
that?
so you have no reason to fear. Just please stay with Trillia. Always have a guide with you and don't wander off of the path. Don't wander into the forest proper.
Good advice. Really good advice.
Hey,
Thank you.
Can I can I ask what might happen if we do, or how if we might end up in a place we shouldn't be, how we would know and or get out of it?
Well, the forest may adjust you. She looks back at the lizard and then back to you so that you do belong.
Mm. Yeah, don't go where you're not being led by our guide.
Mealavir blurts out, she's saying you'll be a lizard, Finnegan.
I don't want to be a lizard.
What's better though, a lizard or a worm?
You could be a worm if you'd like, Mariel says.
Could I be an owl?
No.
That's a long story.
I find that if a being becomes a flying being, it actually feels like it got something out of the deal, and that is not what we want here.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's valid.
Trillia will be your guide. She knows her way around quite well and will keep you safe.
Thank you.
She's also the most responsible of my daughters and will not attempt to, she looks at Trillia, prank them. No,
That's
mother,
why
of
I
course
asked
not. I
for
will
the
not do that.
dwarves.
She nods. Well, if you have no further questions, I think there's no reason for you not to see the elder.
Oh no. Is it
I think I'm good.
I'm sorry, my brain. I developed a wicked headache in the last 15 minutes. Was
Oh,
it
God.
Trillia? Yeah, Trillia.
Trillia, you got it.
Was she being legit when she said she will not trick us?
You believed her. You believed her.
Okay. All right.
You can return here and speak with me after if you'd like. Please, really, any time at all you'd like to come and speak with me. That's what a diplomat does, she says, looking at Esmery.
Okay.
No pressure.
She's very Susan Sarandon. Does that help?
Oh.
Well, she's very Susan Sarandon.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll say her hair is like a beautiful silver. It looks perfect. It's combed back and braided into a million ways.
Her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's very calming, very soothing. It's like she's very young.
Yeah.
Imagine Susan Sarandon in like her mid-20s, but also carrying the majesty of being when she's like 60 or 70 now. She's like, that like very experienced,
that.
wizened actress. Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Trillia says, "This way." And she starts walking back towards the staircase you came up.
I'll follow.
Yeah, stay on the path. Specifically.
She drops back to walk sort of with you. She says, "I sense that maybe you were a little bit worried about what my mother said about pranks. I don't like that stuff. It didn't seem really fair to me when my brother led one of those dwarves into. There's a part of the forest even we don't go to. So anyway,
Why not?
it was mean, and the tree ate the dwarf, and he got in big trouble for it. My brother did, not the dwarf. The dwarf was very dead. But yeah, I won't do that. I promise.
Oh, thank you.
I
Was
do appreciate that.
I thought if I was really
Yeah.
honest with you, that would help. I'm not really good with words. I don't really talk to anyone ever.
I know what that's like.
Yeah. Right. I spend all of my time in trees. It just feels better.
Yes. As Marie looks at Milivir and it's like,
Milivir looks at
love
you
interest
pointedly,
grows.
Esbray, and then says, "When you're in the tree, are you a bird or a squirrel? Snake." She says, "I'm a snake in the tree." Milivir nods. That makes sense then. So you have like a magical connection to the trees. Well, of course. Who would be in a tree if they didn't?
me. I have an owl. That counts.
She walks down the staircase, and then you sort of walk behind the structure of trees you had walked up into. As you walk around it, it's much smaller on the bottom. It's not clear to you how the stairs can go where they went when you're on the other side of this tree building. It's not really clear. She walks you through what feels like a part of like a township. You can tell there are shops. There are workshops where elves are doing all sorts of crafts and things. There are some homes, and then in some ways it seems like the village you came from, but in other ways, like every single one of them is using some kind of magic to make things more efficient for themselves or more comfortable. She walks you to what feels like the back of the village and then into a thicket, and she just plows into the thicket, and you lose track of her. And then you hear, "Oh, ooh, sorry." And then the foliage all recedes. It's almost like watching an detangle. And then she's standing in the middle of this now path that you can very easily walk down. She watches you carefully, and as you follow her in, she will turn around but keep an eye on you and then walk you another 100 yards to a very small, almost peasant-looking house. Like this house looks like it was made out of wood that was cut down instead of grown out of the ground. Trillia stands to the side of the path and motions at the door. "I'll wait here for you," she says.
Just looked at it. Is Kithriel inside?
She nods. They always are.
All right. Have you ever spoken to him?
Once.
What was the
Good.
occasion, if we can ask?
It was my birthday.
Oh,
Aw.
No, I don't like thinking about it.
Oh.
You know
Oh.
what? Okay.
She smiles at you, sort of looking at you expectantly. You just go in the door there.
all
Okay.
right, team.
I
Guidance.
can't
on
wait,
Finn.
says Ashdale.
Thanks.
Ranmar is not gonna talk much in here.
I
I'm
can
scared.
I will gladly do the talking as long as individuals who are better with knowledge stuff swoop in for the knowledge or slash factual bit. That's all.
Can
I'll let
we
you
do
know.
that,
I'll ask.
DM?
What?
If Finn does the actual talking, but I pretend I'm the voice in his head being like, ask about the thing.
You can whisper to each other and stuff in there. Like you have to,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
You
That's
can't.
better, much
you didn't.
better,
You
yeah.
didn't prepare sending, so unfortunately, you're gonna have to.
Well, I think I have to speak out loud for that anyway.
Yep. Yeah, I do.
I wasn't sure if we were gonna get capsized by a kraken or what was going on. I packed a lot of power and not a lot of utility. Okay.
That's fair.
Okay, who's
Yeah,
gonna
no.
go in the door first?
I don't have to check for traps. do
I will.
Okay,
I'm the
Esmeralda.
diplomat.
You are the diplomat. Esmeralda,
That's true.
you open the door. It
Oh.
opens in. You step into. It feels like a cozy little cottage.
Oh,
There's a small table with a single chair at it. A very small stove with sort of like a tiny, maybe side table next to it with foodstuffs on it. And then on the opposite side of the cottage is a fireplace. The fire is cold, and there is a hooded figure sitting in an armchair next to it. You can't really see their face from here. They motion for you to come.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone in the party not enter the house?
no, I'm on the balls of my feet though. I
Okay.
am sus.
Everyone enters the house. The door gently closes behind you without anyone touching it. And then the illusion fades away. You're in a vast room. The walls seem to be made of some ethereal, glistening crystal with silent lightning dancing in each and every facet. There
Is
are
it
these
moving or
crystals.
just-
No, well, the lightning is inside.
The
That's
lightning is
the
moving.
light effect. There are also little crystals floating around the room at various speeds of different colors, and runes, elvish runes, and sigils flying around. It's a very haunting some sort of sound, and then floating at the top of this room, which maybe is 60 feet in the air, is an elf in flowing robes, hood down, long white hair, age, gender, attitude, expression. This face is unreadable. You don't know what they're thinking or what they're feeling. Their eyes are always too wide when they look at you.
Oh no.
The elf descends and alights in front of the party. When I was young, the elders would tell me that the more centuries you see, the less meaning they hold. Children, I assure you that is not the case.
I have no idea what that. I don't know what that means.
How many centuries?
How many centuries?
30, 40. I did stop counting.
Why?
Because volume doesn't matter. The experience does.
What have you experienced?
Everything. Except what I need.
What do you need?
You. You are the prophesized ones. The
Oh, the
wandering
ones.
beast Cheldanoth has been singing of your coming for millennia.
Oh no.
And you now walk this plane. There's now 6 Kithriels around you. You, and you alone, one behind you now, one of them is speaking, the others are just staring at you. You alone can enact the change necessary. And you don't yet know what it is, do you?
No. But I'm assuming you can help us define that.
I can't interfere. No one can. Prophecy does as it wishes. Prophecy comes not from the gods or the wizards. Even one such as I cannot sway they above all. Cheldanoth knows this. It's why he's so patient. It's why he knows he will win. And you will save my kin and this world. Or it will all be lost. Let the
How-
pressure squeeze you. Once you
No.
know that the pressure cannot destroy you, it will set all of us free. There's only one Kithriel now.
What
You can't tell how
what
tall he is.
pressure-
Go ahead, Finn, sorry.
What pressure are we letting squeeze us though?
Your purpose. You have spoken with an alien who, before embracing the immortality of magical undeath, sustained itself by feeding on the brains of my kin and yours, young halfling. Cheldanoth consumed no fewer than 793 brains before he turned. Why do I know that number?
Why do you?
Why do you?
Because I have him in my head.
I know.
Probably. But
You carry the mark of the old ones now.
Oh no.
um,
Sheldanoth has marked you somehow.
Oh,
and
no.
right? Oh,
Cheldanoth did not mark this young man.
Oh.
His
oh,
aunt
me
cut a deal.
personally, not the group me.
No, you.
Oh,
A member of your family. The woman who helped raise you after she murdered your parents. Did you know she's responsible for their deaths? Now you do. She
the hot ticket to drop.
struck she struck a deal with demons for her life, or so she thought. Your soul belongs to you, young one, but you still bear the mark. And I believe that mark was always meant to be yours, however it came to you.
What is the mark?
It's what allows you to hear it in your head. The breathing. Cheldanoth doesn't breathe. But you hear it, don't you?
I do. But if he doesn't breathe, what's breathing?
He once breathed. You feel the memory of it. Why?
Is my like soul somehow connected with a living part of him?
You're so close. I can't interfere, Kithriel says. He turns to Ranmar. You are followed.
Uh-oh.
Both of them are so angry they feel betrayed. You know that, don't you?
I sure do. I sure do.
You hid them from your friends, but you can't hide them from yourself, and certainly not me. They are not welcome in my forest. They will be angry when you leave.
Oh, no.
You will have to confront them, cleric.
Yep. Okay. Thank you for the heads up.
You are welcome.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
You are the first person to have thanked me in a very long time, other than Mariel.
That's what I do.
It's very polite.
Thanks. Oh, no.
I have a little question about Childenov.
Kithriel turns back to you.
You said that they did past tense eat that many brains. Does that mean mine is spared? Or are they out of the brain eating business?
Chaldanoth no longer consumes anything to exist.
Okay.
He is persisted by arcane energies once forbidden to his people and purpose. His purpose and yours are not the same, but they do coincide, and that is to all of our advantage.
When you said he ate a bunch of brains before he turned, what do you mean turned?
It's a lich.
Is that not what he usually is? Says the person who was unsure and just realized it's a mind flayer and not a flare.
You weren't alone in that, Quinn.
Chaldanoth is a lich. He was not always a lich. He became a lich to persist, to endure, because unlike me, it had no other choice, no other path to endure. For me, I merely chose to stay. Here I am.
Why did you stay?
To make sure you succeed by any means necessary. You need more help. You have one God, he looks at Ranmar, who has sent a representative to guide you. He looks at Ashdell. It's time for you to summon another one. I can't do what they can do. I can't just ask for a planetar.
You have a pony. You still got some connection.
The pony's not going to answer questions, Ranmar. Certainly not.
But there's
But the
still
man in the
some-
mountain will. What? Ashdell says. Go back to the giant. Tell him you wish to see the hermit. He will grant you and your allies passage. Yabandan? Ashdell says. Yes.
Oh.
He is the guardian. He will know.
So I'm sorry. I was trying to gather. Ask Yabondon to meet with the hermit. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Kithriel stares at you with laser 1,000-mile eye stares.
But wait, what does
And me?
Yubandon have to do with the hermit?
You're so young, Kithriel says, looking at each of you. So few cycles. There were
So
once
much.
2 moons, but did you know that before that there was only 1 moon? The second moon was always a visitor.
From where?
Yabondon is the guardian of the passage to the hermit. The hermit is a herald of the Raven Queen. He is of the old order and still bears the mark of the Red Lady. And he will answer questions. He will help you because the Red Lady remembers.
Okay, good.
Wait,
She
is
had-
my mark? Oh, I was saying, is my mark different from the Red Lady mark? 2 different marks.
2 different marks.
Dope. Continue.
Everyone has a purpose. Everyone has something they're hoping to gain. Chaldenath wants something very different than the Red Lady, but both of them need you to succeed, to get what they each independently desire. And that is also true for me.
What do you desire?
For another interested party to not get what she wants. You've seen her.
Who?
You know of her. I have
The
seen through
Empress?
your eyes
Oh.
the ribboned dress.
Is that what she called herself? The Empress?
He nods.
Yeah.
This is the first time you've seen him do anything without speaking. Like he's actually moving his head, which you notice is weird because he hasn't moved his head or neck the entire fucking time.
He hasn't moved at all.
Basically
Okay.
not, yeah. His mouth moves when he speaks.
Wait, does that mean he's not actually the like elf there is the elf that's talking? Is something like puppeting?
It's hard to tell. Now that you're really trying to pay attention to it, like you think his mouth moves when he speaks, but then sometimes you look and it's not moving, and you hear the sound, and then you turn around and there they are behind you, speaking, or not.
Is Kithriel's like she's just barely clinging onto this plane, sounds like. And she's kind of skirting around the edges. Is that fair to say?
Kithriel looks right into your eyes, Ranmar.
Uh-oh. I didn't even want to talk, and I opened my mouth anyway.
You didn't speak, but
Uh-oh.
Kithriel gains wisdom every few years that he's on the planet. Everyone does, right? Your wisdom goes up every 20 to 30 years. You gain a point of wisdom. So.
Oh, no. Never mind. Okay.
My hold on this world is unbreakable until my task is done.
I can respect that. Shouldn't have fired off my neurons. That's
You
my
are
bad.
allowed to have doubts.
Can
I'm not here to police your thoughts, young one.
I was was just, it's I've never met anyone like you. So, I'm just thinking. Sorry. Oh no. Oh no, I'm going to get killed right here. It's over. Goodbye. Oh no.
I'm not going to hurt you,
Oh,
Kithriel
thanks.
says. He looks at Rachel for a very long moment. She seems uncomfortable.
Uh-oh.
What's up, weird old guy?
Rachel.
Oh no.
Does he know? What? Who are you talking about? He looks at Finnegan. Does the halfling know? I don't know. Do you mean, does he know about... I mean, I told him that I think Zermos is my brother. You don't know. Why are you... Can you just... Look, you're being super creep right now. Like, you are really weird. I don't know if you get that about yourself. I do get that about myself. Okay, well then, what you need to realize is that you just kind of say things that you're thinking, and maybe not ask questions like because we can't like read what's in your eyeballs because your eyeballs are like... So, and like, but you can clearly look in our eyeballs and you know what's going on in this. So just know that we can't do that in reverse. You know we can't, right? Kithriel is just staring.
Oh no.
So you're not going to kill us right now, right? No. Okay, cool.
Can we go back to the
do you want to tell me what I didn't
No.
tell Finn? Because I want to know what I got to tell him. His family cut a bargain, and the bargain secured the life of one Giltriana, the Duchess of the Docks of Caden. Okay. And what's that have to do with me? The holder of the deal is your father. Oh, I didn't know that. That's so that means my dad's going to come visit, doesn't it? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That he's going to come and that it doesn't matter if I leave Hollice because it's not me he's going to come for. That's what you're saying, right? Can you just say what you mean, creep man? Can you just say words? Because even when the words come out and they're super not okay, it's still better than this weird silence thing you're doing. Don't you feel good saying stuff? Don't you feel good communicating?
Wait, don't. Oh no. Okay, never mind. Nope, I already opened my brain once. I'm not doing it again. Never mind.
I'm trying to figure out what's happening with my fam, yo. I'm
Oh.
reeling.
I don't know how to help you. I'm sorry. You know what? Actually, it's been like a minute. I'm just gonna reach over and like cast guidance again. Just
Wait.
give you a slap on the back of the shoulder.
On Finnegan?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
Kithriel counterspells it.
Rude.
Can you do
Okay.
that?
You know what?
I thought you were being
I
nice.
didn't think that was necessary, but okay, I can respect that. No magic. Got it. Okay. Oh, fuck me. Never mind.
Wait, so just to take it back a notch, my family bargained to produce Giltriana so she can be alive, or produce her with a
To
produce a
keep
life.
her alive. She bargained for
keep her
her own
alive.
life, right?
Oh, that's what I think I missed.
She attempted to kill the king. These problems mean so little to me. Do you understand that I've seen so many kingdoms crumble under simplistic greed and stupidity and short-sightedness? That's the most clear thing you've said the whole time, Rachel says.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's great. You're doing good. You're growing. You're showing growth.
So, but where does Rachel's dad come into this?
Giltriana failed to kill the king, and the king killed Giltriana. But she had a deal. And the demon restored her life and gave her something else. And the cost was you.
How am I the cost?
She
Is that
didn't
why I have
send
a
you to
mark?
Hollice because she expected you to undo Hollice. She knew you would not. She sent you to Hollice because you are a time bomb, young one.
I'm going to explode.
You see, that's good. That's good. Rachel says that you see using words, but I feel like this is one of those word things where you said a thing and it's like a metaphor. Is it it's a metaphor, right?
Okay.
Yes, it's a metaphor. Kithriel
Look, we're in the
says.
Quel'en. Everything's scarier here. I don't know if I'm actually going to explode. I'm paranoid.
Once your soul is ripe, the demon will come to collect. Okay, well, I'm not going to let that happen, Rachel says. Yes.
Aw,
That's
So
one of your
she
parts.
She sold Finn's soul, is what you're saying.
That is what I'm saying.
to Childen off.
Was that not clear?
Not to Childenath,
No,
to
to
Rachel's
Rachel's-
dad.
I'm not saying my
Rachel's
dad's name here.
dad.
That's crazy. Don't you say his name. She says to Kithriel.
Does that summon him?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yep.
Whoa. Wait, what? That's fine.
Speaking, the name of Rachel's father can summon him to us.
Does that go across for any demon or just Rachel's father?
Yep. Any demon. That's how it works. So, you know, he can choose to come, but I mean, if it's me here, he's going to come. So I'd rather
Does
not
that-
see him right now.
Does that mean in turn that we can also summon Zermos?
No, but remember demon coded.
Oh, demon coded, not demon.
Right. You got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that a metaphor? Kithriel asks. Yeah. Yeah. Creep man. It's a metaphor.
Wait, so my aunt essentially sold my soul to Rachel's dad.
Wow, we
And
have like
he
a
will
weird connection.
collect
Is
it
that
when it's
weird? I feel
ripe.
kind of close to you now. Is that strange? I'm so sorry. That's probably really strange.
No.
Rachel says.
We're closer than this. The us being closer is grand. I just wish it was on different reasoning.
Yeah, my dad's a huge jerk, but hang on, creep boy. How does Cheldenoth come into this equation? You're doing that creep stare thing again right now, and it's not words. And I think we just talked about this, right? Could you please? I'm so sorry. Am I talking too much? I can shut. I don't mean to talk too
No,
much.
no, you're
Oh
doing
my God, can we water mouth times?
No, I think you're doing fantastic.
Kithriel
Right.
Inspiration.
looks
Rachel.
at Esmeralda.
Oh no.
Yes.
Do you know?
That's a real broad question.
Elvir,
What about him?
do you know where he is?
No.
What do you know?
I know that we found his body in a dwarven fortress.
His body is but a vessel.
That's what I know.
Do you know where he is now?
No. Do you?
Yes.
Do you want to share?
Yes. He starts exiting the room.
What?
Whoa.
He's leaving.
We follow.
Follow?
I'd follow.
He walks out the front
Follow,
door,
follow, yeah.
which is you basically walk out of the cabin. And the inside is that weird crystal cavey thing, and the outside is just quaint little cabin looking thing. Trillia is out there. She's like, "Oh boy." Kithriel doesn't move the upper half of their body, and you can't tell if their feet are moving or if they're just floating. And they make no sound as they move, and they make their way into the village. Trillia motions you to follow Kithriel. She says, I'm with you. I'm just, you gotta follow the guy. So what did he say?
He asked if we
I'm a bomb.
if there was that. I'm gonna blow up.
I love that. I'm a bomb.
Okay, so the party follows Kithriel. Is that fair to say? The six of you with Trillia in tow. He walks into the village, and a lot of the elves are looking up at you all. Like, they seem a little confused that Kithriel is among them again walking, and like, you're all strangers who've never been in the Quel'en. You get the sense that they both half expected you, but are still surprised because maybe they've never seen outsiders before, right? So, walks you through a better part of the village to the far side of it. It's a pretty crowded village in terms of construction. Like you feel like you're walking through alleys no matter where you go. Like there's just not a lot of space for movement in most of this area. And he walks you into a small hut in the back, one that is essentially a woven house of living, growing beech trees. And he points at the door. He looks at the party and he says, the hermit, go, establish connection, make her help you by making him help you. Kithriel vanishes.
Wait, why did he bring us here?
Are we supposed to go
Is that
in?
leaving? Are we supposed to be like leaving?
You're
Is this
standing
a-
in front of a door. That's where
Is
he
this a
pointed at the door
portal?
and he left.
Why
Is
does
it a
feel like
portal?
It's a house. No, Esmeralda, it's just a house.
Okay.
But the hermit he was talking about, we have to go to Yabondon, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This
So
is to
what's-
Yabondon's then.
No, he answered another question. There were two questions here, right?
I'm guessing something about Elvier is inside this.
Is
door.
Elvier
Elvier.
in here? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Do we knock or do we just go in?
It's your brother, maybe.
I have broken a lot of laws today, Olivia says. So how about this is your turn, Ez?
So I'm just gonna. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna open the door.
Okay. Elvira's inside, sitting at a table.
Bardic inspiration. Can I bardic inspiration? Can
He
I
looks up and he
inspire
smiles.
Esmeralda?
I thought they might invite you, he says, stands up. But I have to admit, I'm still surprised. You're an asshole, Mulevere says, and she like shadow bounds into the room, which means she like steps into Finnegan's shadow. She just swoop into the shadow and then leaps out behind Elvier from his shadow and hugs him from behind.
Whoa.
Did that feel funny?
Sick. Did I feel anything?
No, it's just your shadow was the door for her.
Freaking sick.
You've seen her do that before.
Can I do that?
Esmer
I
has.
wouldn't-
Maybe you
okay.
haven't, but Esmer's seen her do it.
Okay.
It's not my favorite thing in D&D.
Even more than
That's
Ashtel's
sick.
horse.
Oh shoot, that one's so close.
Just-
I don't know. Zooping through
I
shadows
don't-
is pretty
call.
neat.
That's
I don't
fair.
know if anything's ever going to top Ashdale's really badass horse.
Lost wants the horse. She
Badass
said in
horse
chat
is cool.
when the horse debuted.
That tracks.
Elvira is looking at you. It's okay if you're mad at
Tapped
me.
out.
But if you like a hug,
I don't know what I feel right now, but I do want a hug.
okay. He'll take you into his arms.
Esmeralda will probably be crying a little bit right now.
And what
also
a
angry.
what a great time to roll the credits. Look at that. No cliffhanger. No bamboozle. Beyond Balu.
Just threw something.
Beyond Balu, thank you for rating, friend. It's nice to see you. We don't.
Quinn just threw a fit. That's what happened.
I did. I temper tantrumed. I'm angry.
Say hi to chat where the session is over. You can
Hi,
load
chat.
chat. Hi, chat. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Chad. Wow.
Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. I have no idea what that is, but that sounds fucking incredible, Bailey. That's awesome. I want to play that. I don't know what it is. It sounds great.
Wait, it's called what?
It's called Stray Gods, the role-playing musical.
Whoa.
It's got me at the
That
name.
sounds incredible.
It's got me at the
Right.
name where I don't even know what it is. It sounds so
Yeah.
good.
I don't really need to know anything else. That's it. I'm
Yeah, you
done.
just get it because of the name.
Ready.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm so glad. I like sessions like this too. You all learned so much. Did you like
I learned
Kithriel? He knows a
So
lot.
much.
That was.
I don't know how I feel about Kithriel.
yeah.
That is kind of the point of Kithriel. Yeah.
I feel like I
really
probably
don't know.
would have liked Kithriel more if my brain wasn't trying to self-destruct on me right now.
Galaxies, I'm so glad you
no.
love Kithriel. That's great.
Hi, galaxies.
I don't know how to like understand Kithriel, I think. Like I don't like I think like
I think that's the point.
oh, is everyone else just as
Kithriel's like
confused
over
about
3,000
Kithriel?
years old. Can you imagine what that'd be like to be that disconnected?
Oof.
But Night Scale is not that weird.
Nightscale's
True.
brain's built different. She's built different. I think you can see that, right?
She's built.
That's fair.
different.
Nightscale's
That's
built different.
One way of putting it.
Okay. All right. You know what? I can accept that. The creep
Also,
factor was
Nightscale
really
isn't-
high.
In the Quel'en, it's like she like exists outside too.
Also
like she has
true.
like contact with.
Yeah, she like
people.
sees people and stuff.
That's
Yeah.
true. But Kithriel, that's
Mhm.
not her name.
I'm
Yeah,
so
it
glad.
is. God damn. Kithriel had access to talk to people. She just decided he didn't want to anymore.
Also, I need to credit.
Oh, true.
I need to credit what amounts to Kithriel's transition to Munu, because when Munu started using she/her pronouns with Kithriel, for the whole opening segment, I thought that's not Kithriel's pronoun. Should I correct Munu? And I thought, no, actually, you know what? Kithriel's 3,000 years old. He has been him for 2 timelines now. Let's fly with it. Why not? It makes more sense that way
Yeah.
anyway. So thank you. That was great.
I didn't mean to just assign them.
No, I mean, it made sense. I talked about Mariel and Kithriel, and Mariel is she/her pronouns, and it's totally a legit mistake to make because I just blazed through introducing names. So I exploited my confusing you and made a character evolve. So thank you.
I'm doing my best, but I like Kithriel. I feel like I'm gonna listen back and be like, why didn't I think to ask this or that or 18 other things?
Well, you also can come back. I don't know if you can talk to Kithriel every time, but Mariel's happy to talk to you.
How do we come back? How far away did we travel?
Not that far in terms of like, if I pop up the map here.
Like, I don't know what the scale of the map is.
I always use my fitty. You are within 300 miles of Hollice.
We were on the river for a long time.
Yeah, you had to go north on the river quite a way. So it wasn't just 3 miles across. You had to also go up. So the water walking in fact would not have worked, but would have worked in an emergency to get you to a shore at least.
That was my thinking, was if we capsize, I can
Bail
keep
you out,
us from getting washed away.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Bailu, good
I like
night, friend.
Ashdale's
Good night.
solution. Good night. It was good to see you, even if we couldn't watch chat very much.
Every time we want to go back, do I have to have a prepared knock knock joke to have Spritz be able to take us? I'll
Yeah,
write
how
down
do-
some
how
knock
do
knock
we get
jokes.
back?
It's also important to note now that at some point you're going to realize that you're 300 miles away. You only traveled for what felt like a couple of hours. Something doesn't add up in terms of like how fast you got there.
Oh, that's why I asked. Because the map made it look like it was further, but
It's pretty far.
Okay.
It's pretty far. I mean, 300 miles is like you do like 24 miles a day if you are if you're like have a cart, right? Is it 24 miles, 60 miles with a cart, 24 miles on foot? You were mounted, maybe 30 miles a day.
So how
Oh, shoot.
how do we get back there if we need to?
I mean, if you don't have a weird Nixie powered boat and whatever Ashell's steed was that was able to keep up with it, I mean, Ashell can't carry more than 2 of you on that thing. So, but it didn't feel like you
wait, it
were
wasn't-
rampaging. You don't feel like you so the Nixie did something basically. So like
I was kind of thinking whatever time warp bubble we were in must have enveloped the steed with the 2 of us on it, but
Yeah.
or can it just do that on its own as well?
the steed can't warp time now.
Okay, so it was like in a bubble.
Right. The steed is functionally a phantom steed from 3rd edition, but it's also her paladin mount. She serves
I don't
the
know what that
Raven
is.
Queen. And the Raven Queen is like the Lord of Death and the Lord of the Shadow Realm. So why would a paladin's mount not be?
wonder-
Ashton basically has Shadowmere from the
I was
Elder
gonna say, is it
Scrolls.
Shadowmere?
Basically. Yeah. The
I
Shadow
wonder
Mount.
if we
that.
could like ask the queen of the Quel'en to like if there is a weird time warp thing that we could have to get us there quickly.
Write that on the
Ambassador,
to-do.
it seems like it would be very useful for the ambassador to be able to arrive
back
quickly when
quick,
needed.
yeah.
Get back and forth. Yeah, that's actually not a weird thing to request. Why not?
Yep.
Are you all writing
I
that
know.
down?
Spider,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you got it. Oh. Is this the short wait? It's just until
It is the short way. Yeah,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh.
Let's do
so
time
nervous.
warp again.
I haven't watched that movie in so long.
Oh, I just watched it not that long ago.
Oh,
A couple
really?
months maybe. It was actually my very first time seeing it.
I did something earlier today where I had written down Rocky Horror Picture Show, but I don't remember what it was, but I literally saw something I had written about it today. And now I'm making time warp references. Sorry. But
I'm ready for spooky. So you can make all the references.
it's already Halloween time.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh.
Broken into the fall candles.
Yeah.
It's time.
Very
You
excited.
should decorate the stream for Halloween and put some bats on it or something. Little bats.
Oh, I just redid my
Does
all of
Hollice
my
have a
overlays.
Halloween?
So let's see here. I can't remember what the fall holiday is. I think they have something
I
like
need
it.
to Google who is Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon, yeah.
She's in oh yeah, sorry. Hold on.
Oh, Janet.
Yeah.
Damn it, Janet.
Damn it, Janet. Okay. I know who we're talking about now. Okay. Everything I don't remember who was that what the elf that's leading us around looks like? What
Yes.
were we okay.
Yeah. No, Mariel looks like Susan Sarandon. But as an older
Oh.
Susan Sarandon.
Oh,
Wait, who's walking
the
us around?
queen.
Yes.
The queen looks like Susan Sarandon. Okay.
Who's
Well,
walking
that's
us around?
weird that I didn't even know we were talking about someone who was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. And that's weird. Everything's weird. Okay. All right.
So I'll tell you what, October in so Halloween is like a thing. The reason I didn't include it is 'cause I'm a huge nerd, right? And like Halloween has a very different meaning for us, and they don't have like there's not a lot for it for them, but we could come up with something. So like why not have something like that for them? We call it something different. They have a harvest celebration at the end of September. And then they have a another celebration like in the middle of November when it's like the winter is like getting ready to hammer the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Which is called Moon Feast, which could kind of be like Halloween, but it's a bit late in the season. But we'll get there. I mean, we aren't bound by the same time schedule as the real world is, and so they'll probably hit Halloween before we will. We got to call it something else though. Maybe the Harvest Tide can actually be their Halloween. They could have two. Why not?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they have two that are like about spoopy times?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Think about it.
We can have like a
We're-
little party. It'll be our morale boosting party that we finally have.
Yeah, we can just. Oh yeah, because you were talking about you wanted to throw a party and everything else has happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
that was
a
gonna be
morale boosting
getting to talk
party.
to everybody.
Maybe that could be where Ranmar and Ashdale finally smooch.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Whoa now. Whoa, Esmeralda.
Okay.
We
Look.
all know you'll be smooching Tag long before Ashdale
No.
seals the deal because Ashdale moves very slow.
No.
So
it's
Ranmar
not a thing.
barely moves, but Ranmar has a plan.
Oh.
Ranmar has a plan.
Finnegan's getting cuddles before all you all. At least Finnegan's like actually taking direct action and steps. I'm like,
Look,
I
no,
got a cape. I got so happy with that cape. That made my whole little heart
I know, right?
soar.
Look,
It was really, I don't know what the configuration of
Esmeralda
cameras
has
looks
no
like for y'all,
prospects.
but on my guest star, I was in
Okay.
the middle of that exchange and I was like,
Esmeralda is not
can I like
interested in
get
anybody.
out of the way?
That's cute.
It was great. It was incredible. Right? Finn's got moves.
Mhm.
oh my
no,
gosh, Dodo. Yeah,
Dodo.
I know. We all
Oh,
know that's
no.
coming.
Dodo, how dare.
I'm
Oh my
deleting
God.
your message. Don't put that in
Hey,
the world.
don't
Why?
you be no. Hey now.
Why?
Don't exploit your moderator powers.
Censorship.
What are you doing?
I mean, I think that was mod powers well used.
No, you can't put that kind of bad mojo on me.
Yeah, don't put that in the
Dodo,
universe.
please.
look, whatever happens, I feel like Finn will probably be next to you. I will inspire the fuck out of you. You
Thank you.
will not roll a one.
Spider, no!
Oh
Damn it.
no. No.
Oh no.
Y'all are getting banned.
Oh my god.
So while we're on the topic of who is definitely entering witness protection under Thady's hammer, y'all in chat got to tell me who you think Esmeralda's
No.
most obvious prospects are. Who are the top ranks? right
Esmeralda has no prospects.
The
Tag.
person that we Meal
No.
not Meal. The the queen.
No.
now? Mario.
No. No.
Mario.
Oh yeah, Mario did a smooch and Esmeralda got all ooh.
I didn't
about
know
it.
what to do. I'm awkward.
Well,
Mood.
she's very.
That's how
I
the
mean,
best
she's
romance
lovely.
starts.
She's elegant. She's old. She's very important and powerful. Like, why wouldn't you think? Ooh,
Because that's too much.
it is a lot. I mean, I
It's
would
way
go for
too much.
Tag. Works
No.
at the bar.
I don't.
He's the
Yeah,
nicest guy in
Tag's is
town.
good.
Everyone loves Tag. He's really responsible. He takes care of the people who work at the bar.
For all
But
intents
clearly
and
trying to be
purposes at this
accepting of
point, Esmeralda
trees.
is ace.
He tried singing a song to a tree.
Yeah, it
I
was
was about to say
That's
he's
very
so
nice.
open-minded. He was like, why do you sleep in trees? Oh. And then he went and talked to him, sings him songs.
I mean, that's very nice. That's
Tag's
very
mind
nice.
is so open for Esmeralda that his brain fell out.
What?
Poor Tag.
He needs his brain.
I'm sure he will make a lovely partner for somebody else. That's fine.
Shillerani. You think
God.
Shillerani
Why?
and Esmeralda. Oh my gosh, the possible romance.
I know. I'm rooting for Shillerani and Rachel, like hands down.
Oh wow.
Like
Interesting.
1,000%.
Right? I think they
they're
could make
they're such good friends. Like,
Also, can we just talk about the fact that Rachel can't like suck the life out of Shillerani?
yeah. That's
poor
it.
Rachel.
Yeah, that's-
That works.
That's
the
incredible.
romance
Perfect.
The
Shilla Rachel.
Yeah.
both of them also had super shitty ex-boyfriends. Like they have that like really dark thing in common.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they would be grand together.
What about Rachel and Aya though?
too.
Aya's like also an orphan. They have some stuff there.
Ooh, that's true. Rachel
Why not-
also isn't
not both?
Why not both?
Oh gosh, that's
That's
true.
true.
Well, we all know that Aya's cool with it.
That's true.
Mhm.
Whenever Aya mentioned going to the beach with all of us, I was like, "Oh, it's a little polycule."
I know. I need y'all so bad to just go chill on the dock. It'd be great. Oh my god. It'd be fantastic.
It's like
But also, Aya's not affected by Rachel,
Mhm.
right?
I mean, she thought Rachel had really cold hands.
At least
Okay.
temporarily, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. To be fair, we don't know the full extent of that resistance.
Okay. But not
Is-
death.
Not death.
Not die.
To be fair, Rachel has to
Lucky.
overcome the emotional baggage of being afraid of hurting people, and also the fact that her last two potentially romantic partners, one of them trapped her in a room for like 100 years or so, and then the other one was murdered trying to save her from the first one. So she
Wait.
maybe not in a space to date anybody right now.
Esme's brother?
Yeah, and then also Shilarani
didn't-
is like, been in a single room for 2,000 years because her ex-boyfriend told her it was a good idea to stay there. So they both
have
maybe
that in
need some time and therapy before it's time to date. But
How is
That's
Rachel
weird.
gonna feel seeing Elvir?
she hasn't come in the room yet, so you're not sure.
Oh, I forgot about that. Ew.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't catch that the
Ooh.
wizard that had Rachel trapped was a former partner.
She kind of
That
danced
sucks.
around it.
I
wanna
didn't catch
speak
it
to
at all.
but now you know, narrator says.
Oh. Wait, did we who was that person again?
Kudrakos.
Kuchikos.
Thank you.
I got you.
I knew I wasn't going to come up with it. It's
Oh,
been
that-
so long.
that
and
asshole.
my brain hurts.
Ashmar is still the best portmanteau. I agree.
Oh,
Also seems like it's working out. All right. Everyone liked her horse. That was fun. She was not
Yeah.
pleased to ask for her horse's help, but she did.
that was so cool. No, I had a plan because I thought that journey was going to take a lot longer, and I had a plan, and then suddenly we were there, and I was like, you know what? It'll wait, maybe.
Kithriel and Shilarani. I was a die roll. There was a non-zero chance that Shilarani was going to ambush that meeting and have a chat with Kithriel, which would have been very strange.
Oh,
How would
God.
she have even? Is she just like following us then? Like,
I mean, what
what's
else is she going to
happening?
do?
I don't know.
We're the first people she really chatted with for 2 millennia.
And you know who the other one was before she got locked up?
Jacoby.
Kithriel.
Oh.
Who do you think worked that desk before she got stuck?
Oh,
Wait.
shoot.
Oh, she worked the desk?
I
I
suppose you
thought-
wouldn't know that technically, but that's a freebie.
It sounded like she was. I mean, it sounded like she was doing more magic stuff rather than administrative stuff. But maybe I just got it wrong.
I mean, everyone
That's
used
very
magic in the Shyl Empire.
But I mean, like, she was like a prodigy, right?
Yes,
You don't put a prodigy on a desk job normally.
you do if you're a 50-something-year-old sexist piece of shit who controls your young girlfriend and tells her what to do.
That's very true.
If I'm trying to sell that Sulian is a dick,
Yeah.
it's okay to hate his guts.
Yeah, I just, yeah, I do. I promise I do.
Okay.
Just don't have,
Just want to check
I
in about
can't
that.
emote right now.
Anyway, so this is how, I mean, I have to present really awful people so that when you help Shilarani, it feels really good because you hero times.
If we could get our hands on him. I need to know. Ooh,
Actually, it doesn't necessarily have to be you that gets your hands on him. You could certainly go for it. But
I have a thought.
yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Damn. Okay. I know the spell Speak with Dead, and it has to be a corpse. I can't touch like dust and have it speak. It has to be a corpse. Unless
well.
you say otherwise. Is that technically a corpse? It's remains.
It is remains. You could cast and stick your hands in the dust if you really want to do that.
Oh my god, would you be speaking with every like creature that of dust that you touch? Because I imagine it's many.
I'm sure it mixed. My understanding is let's see, hold on. I grant a semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of my choice. It must still have a mouth and can't be undead.
Must be a mouth.
Oh.
It has to have a mouth.
Ah,
Womp.
Okay. That was
That was
Damn.
a good idea.
it was a good
I
idea.
know.
I was already thinking about what kind of like sound effect thing I'd have to make so you could have the screaming choir of all the people that were in the dust all at once.
Nobody
But-
speaks, they just shriek.
I don't remember the whole spell says like it doesn't know anything that happened after its death. And like it won't speak to you if it recognizes you as a foe. And
Yeah, some of the dust things and did end up being undead, and they attacked you in the vault. I remember.
yeah.
Undust.
You learned a whole bunch of stuff tonight, like a lot.
Yeah.
My
lot.
brain
Wait.
is done. I can't think much more.
Wait, I was half writing it down.
Mhm.
What was the thing that you said I was close to? Or it was chilly, like sharing my. Like,
Oh, you had
becoming-
said
I wanted to write it down.
if
more
you had asked
properly.
if you were connected to a part of Chile that was still
That's what
alive
it
or
was.
something.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And all he said to that was you were very close.
Finn, do you have a chunk
Hmm?
of like an Illithid Lich's soul in you right now? Is that what's happening, Finn?
It might be. That's pretty cool sounding, but also
Oh,
I just learned that like
Why are you writing?
my soul was sold.
I don't trust that.
What are you
He's
writing?
writing.
You shouldn't
He's
trust this one.
writing.
Stop. No, don't write down
You've been
anything I
spicy
say
enough
when I have a
tonight,
headache.
DM.
Oh my God.
You know how there's this thing where I definitely had this idea and I thought this is good. We're going with this, and your party's all talking about stuff. And then as you're talking, it's almost like you were steering towards a thing that I did not imagine. And then I imagine it and I think that is not the thing I want them to go toward, but it is better than what I thought, and it's way worse. So that is now the thing. And
Oh no!
that's what I wrote down.
Now I have chili in me.
No, that's not it. That was, yeah, it's, don't worry
So
about
we
that.
need to just have our talks in private from now.
You know
on.
what? You know what? One day I'm gonna learn to keep my damn mouth shut.
Nah,
That's why I was messaging in the Whippets chat because I didn't want him to hear that we were
We-
considering
we
bringing
need to stay
Aya
in the
and then
Whippets
bring
chat.
Aya.
Oh my God, bringing
had
Aya into
the
the Quel'en would have been interesting too.
yeah. I had the audacity to think if officially the session's over. What?
You're never safe.
Oh my
The session's
God.
never over. Get out of here with your notebook.
Stop writing.
Stop writing.
Oh.
I'm stressed.
I know. I'm like, I should go write down that I probably just fucked up. Finn's gonna have a time. Oh,
Well,
I want
Shit.
rest assured, Ramar, that Finn was always going to have a time
yeah. that's-
because Finn
Yeah.
decided to be friends with the Mind Flare. And
Player.
yeah. Oh, is that what it is? My bad. And anyway, that did take things in a direction that I had not imagined, but again, was better than what I'd imagined.
I still stand by him. Me and him are chilling for now.
So yeah, a lot of information tonight. We should probably like try to recap this next time too, but like I'm just like buzzing through it in my head. You had so Esmeralda learned about the thing from Shilorani that there were two mistakes, and that's why the Quel'en is a thing. Like mistake one, use big staff, make beholders go bye-bye. And some of you might remember from the episode when you learned about the gems from Shilok Zod that the mind flayers were all the mind flayers. The beholders were plane shifted as a whole to the abyss. And that's how they beat the army. And then the King of Eyes fought its way back alone. All the other beholders were destroyed by the demons. And it comes out and they have to lock it up. And so, Esmer, you witnessed that plane shift being cast. And it seems like it took so much power to cast the entire army into the abyss that it did some horrible harm to nature itself. Which then
I don't like that.
Shilorani explained they did something else to fix it. And some of the elves were like, please do this for us. And the other elves who were with Kithriel said, don't fucking do that. We have another way. But they didn't go with Kithriel's way.
I didn't catch that it was about beholders. It was like there was a rift that humans caused, and when it was fixed,
The beholders
things
went
went
back down
sour.
into it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like a social rift.
Oh,
There was a social rift as a result of like what the Shyl did. What you don't know is what the Shyl did. You know that they kicked the beholders off the plane with that staff, and that it essentially drew so much energy from the weave that it hurt the planet. It killed all plant life, basically.
and they tried to put it back.
And they
which
succeeded.
Yeah.
They succeeded, but whatever method they used, Kithriel was not okay with it.
I'll have to go back and fix up my notes.
That's okay.
I
It
gotta
was a
take
lot.
so many notes.
It was a lot. This is like one of those episodes where the first time any party meets Kithriel, this is exactly the kind of shit that happens. And so it was just an added cherry on the giant mountainous cake you got this episode when Shilorani had that moment and she realized, oh, they're going over there. And then she wanted to talk about it. So that was just like an extra little bit of icing to set you up for the story. It felt good.
Oh,
So you learned that. And what else did we learn? We learned about Giltriana's deal with Rachel's dad,
Yeah, over my soul.
which somehow concerns Chaldenath. And that connection's not clear.
I think Childenoff has my soul.
Chaldenath does not have your soul. You have your soul.
wait a minute.
Yes.
But
No.
if Finn has some of Cheldenath's soul and there's a demon bearing down on him, like, haha, that's mine. Cheldenath's like, time out, wait a minute. I'm just saying.
Say-
Either
Have
me
you
and
ever seen,
Childenoff
like,
soul are connected,
Mothra
or I have
and
so much Childenoff.
Godzilla fight it out,
Oh God.
right? I mean, Mothra wants to protect and stop Godzilla. And so if you're hoping for a fucking Baelor and an ancient mind flayer to duke it out in Hollice to protect Finnegan, how do you think Hollice is going to handle that? Just
I will sacrifice. I don't even know what I'd have to do at that point.
it's just like that's the beautiful kind of stuff you have to worry about in this campaign. We're just getting started. It's the best part. This is like we're 2 steps into the pool.
I skewered.
I know, it's awesome. And then let's see, Elvir's still alive. We don't know how that happened because your mom
We're gonna find out.
tried to res him, and he said he didn't want to come back. So
Well, that's new information.
no, you learned that last time.
Did?
Yeah, when Mulavir showed up, and she said, I was told no.
But
Yeah, but that was very vague.
Oh yeah. Oh, so she knows. Oh, oops.
Yeah, no, we just
Mulavir, you're such a bad way to convey information to the party, honey.
I mean, that was what I understood, is that he didn't come back. But
I thought he was playing around with
So-
coming back.
in theory, his body would have still
no.
been.
I think we had said. I think she said like not yet. Like I remember feeling like it was very much like not a definitive answer like that. I don't know. It left me feeling like there was still a chance. We just hadn't heard anything yet, or hadn't been able to bring him back yet.
I remember I sent sending to her, and it was very vague. I think she just said like, I'm on my way,
Yeah.
basically. But
Yeah.
once she got back, I thought she had said that he didn't come back.
Yeah, more or less that's what she said. I was told no. Mulavir said a couple of times. It was almost like she kind of believed that maybe they had resurrected him and lied about it.
Oh, maybe that's what I
yeah.
was thinking. Okay. I just remember feeling like it wasn't the answer, whatever the answer was, left me feeling like it was not a definitive, like, no, it didn't happen.
Mulavir didn't believe them. basically.
But still, his body should have been in one location, and now he's up and moving around in another with a new body, apparently.
Right. That's right. True
Was
resurrection does not require the original body.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Just a vessel.
Damn.
Kithriel kept saying.
Just gonna look at something. Yep. Okay. Cool. I'm scared. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
True Resurrection's 9th level. You said that doesn't exist.
They have access to spells that you don't, but yes, I'm sure that's true. Yeah. The players can't do it. There are certain members of the Elvish kingdoms that can do it. That's why they weren't worried about them.
I'm scared. They've got someone here who's just popping off True Resurrections. Oh, God.
I don't know about popping off, but
Well, it's still scary.
yeah, it is a little scary. I mean, Elvira was a very high-ranking member of the spy order, right? So makes some sense that like the spy master would try to bring her son back.
Yeah, but then he got brought back in a completely different part of the world by someone else, right?
I mean, that could be the case, yeah. You'll have time to ask him those questions next time. You also learned about something you bond on was maybe not talking about.
Yeah, that you bond on is essentially what was it? The pathway to the hermit, or the keeper, or
The guardian. He's like the
guardian.
the doorman.
It was.
I have thoughts. None of them make any sense right now.
I know my thoughts are mushy too.
Well, it was a lot. It was a lot all at once, and also Kithriel is kind of a lot to handle.
Yeah.
I don't know if Rachel made it better when Rachel finally decided she needed to run her mouth, but that definitely was also made me tired. So. Nice work, players.
That was fun.
No one died. You learned a lot of stuff.
I'm so scared.
A lot of stuff.
Y'all remember what Kithriel said about Thorcum and Jinmora, right? We're gonna have a problem when we leave this place.
I mean, who knows? I guess Kithriel know, but in general, who knows?
Kithriel seemed like she knew. And they were very forthcoming with the warning. I'm scared. Yeah, the DM knows. Exactly.
How would I know?
What?
I mean, there are a couple of things I didn't know tonight that just came up, and it's really great. Now I do know. I didn't know before.
Like what?
Chris gets it. You were going to have to face them at some point, Ramar.
Okay, but like when Kithriel was saying like you hid them or something, like at first, but I've talked about them. I'm scared. I did my best, and this ghost chasing me.
There's something there that wasn't there before.
There's something there that wasn't there before.
Oh, I knew that was a song. I was trying to sing it in
Yeah.
my head, and it wasn't happening, but I got it.
I'm looking at someone to raid, and a couple of folks that we would usually raid are playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I feel like I can't raid in for
shoot.
spoiler times for folks, right? So I gotta.
Yeah.
I am likely not going to
Talk
play
about
Baldur's
Baldur's
Gate
Gate.
3, but some of you all might play it, so I should try to protect you from that if I can.
It's
Well,
it's
you can always
really
raid
good
in,
so
drop
far.
a lurk.
but like things can happen so fast. If you're in like
Yeah.
a cutscene, you're like, oh, what the?
Is that an animal in timeout?
I don't know what's happening. We'll go here. It's Bunnyco. They're nice. I don't remember how I met
Do I?
Bunnyco. One of you probably knows them, right? I don't know.
I don't see them in my following list. I don't think I know this person.
Oh well,
me see.
we're gonna meet a new friend, I guess. It's gonna
Okay.
be fine. They're nice. I think they're nice. I wouldn't have them I wouldn't have them followed if they weren't nice. I just don't remember. But they're not playing Baldur's Gate 3. They're playing something that looks interesting, and they have a cute animal in timeout. I don't know what this is about. So it's maybe not timeout. You'll see.
It looks like it's in timeout.
Yeah, it's facing the corner. We don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Friends, I'm taking tomorrow off because I am going on an adventure. But then I'll find time to stream over the weekend. At the latest, it'll be Sunday for normal stream times. And yeah, maybe Quinn will be here, and we'll see what happens. No pressure, anybody.
I'll be here Sunday.
There it is. We got father son times, and we got Munu. You doing times tomorrow night or Saturday night for your Halos and
Probably Saturday for Halo. And maybe some Sunday, depending on how my brain treats me.
let's go. And Fraggy is always going to be the surprise. So follow Fraggy for she built IKEA furniture the last time on streams. If you weren't following her,
IKEA.
That's sick.
you missed some solder. She built some solder furniture, and you don't want to miss that again.
It was a nightstand from Walmart.
And this is
I missed it. Oh, man.
I would have loved construction. I feel like I can never build anything.
And that instruction manual was very suggestive.
I was about to say, it depends on what kind of instructions that you're given. If it's
Well,
like,
We needed lots
Put
of large
tab.
head screws. We'll just put it that way.
the raid's going to happen in a few seconds.
okay.
We got to zoom out. D&D's
All right,
Tuesday.
yeah, Zoom.
We love you. Have a good night. Zoom out. Goodbye.
Zoom out, okay, bye.
Meow. Goodbye. Goodbye. GG, everybody.
GG.